Total Smith here. Make sure y'all subscribe to my boy Downtown Deuce ASAP. Come on, man.
Destination restoration. Destination restoration. Destination restoration. Yeah, Detroit. Destination restoration. It's our time. Can you feel the elevation? We on a mission on vacation. Time to create the separation. Championships and motivation. 313 need no explanation. Miss me with all that conversation. We ready for the confrontation. Counting down to our destination. The final destination. Together all the time together. It's us against the world, it don't get no better. We turned it around, that was the beginning. Coming for the crown, you know we winning. Time to put in the work, I'm about to go berserk. Taking our prisoners, it's my time. Yeah, I know that it hurts. Saying break out the church, you don't wanna see me in my prime. The mission is to ring, we're caught on everything. In the city, supporting the dream. Reaching new heights never seen, we deserve to be king. It's all or nothing, no in between. The clock is ticking and I hope you're listening. Don't touch me cause I'm sizzling. Physicality is tipping and mentality is menacing. The dog pound body's crippling. Now the clock is ticking and I hope you're listening. Don't touch me cause I'm sizzling. Physicality is tipping and mentality is menacing. The dog pound body's crippling. Yeah, feel the elevation. We on a mission on vacation. Time to create the separation. Championships and motivation. 313 need no explanation. Miss me with all that conversation. We ready for the confrontation. Counting down to our destination. The final destination.
Detroit basketball. What up, though? Welcome back to another episode of the Downtown Deuce Show with the boss. Hope everybody is having a great weekend, a great Sunday evening so far. Boss, how you feeling over there?
I feel great. That was a great game. What a great day. And I know we'll get to it, but lots of good things for the Pistons today, so I cannot complain.
Absolutely, man. Great game for this team, man. Great tune-up game for what we got coming up next. But a lot to get to in this game for sure. We see y'all in the chat, man. We definitely see y'all in the chat. We need the building, Dre. We see y'all, man. We definitely gonna get to as many comments as we can. Y'all know if we miss y'all, repost it, caps lock, super chat, whatever y'all want to do to get us going, to get our attention, go ahead and do that. Before we go any further, boss, if you guys have been rocking with us for any amount of time, you know that we like to try to give back, right? And support those that support others. And if you guys remember, back in December, we did a fundraiser to help support the Ron Holland Foundation, and you guys showed mad love to that, and we really appreciate that. So we decided to run it back. So with that, boss, you have anything you want to share?
Yeah, so guys, as Deuce mentioned, over the holidays and over 12 game span, we raised $550.67 for the Ron Holland Foundation, which is just incredible. We're sending that out to them tomorrow. So just really warmed my heart that we were able to do that over such a short amount of time, and you guys showed up for that. That is just so impressive. So going into February, there's the All-Star break. It's kind of a shortened month. So there's only 11 games that we play. And we decided to do another fundraiser. We're going to do it for the Isaiah Stewart Learning Center. Hold on, let me find it. The Isaiah Stewart Learning Center. It's out of Rochester, New York. They're an after-school program that's free for students grades 1 through 12. And they do things like homework support, learning enrichment. They provide hot meals, transportation. They just really, want to help these kids. And Stu actually it's co-founded by Isaiah Stewart and Dr. Bernice Green Sr. He's also Bishop Bernice Green Sr. And Stu was in his after-school program and really credits him with where he is in life. So when they lost funding a couple years ago, Isaiah Stewart stepped up and has been funding it ever since. So this is the exact same, after school program that he went to. Yep. So we're just all 50% of all super chats during the month of February will be going towards that. We'll also include a donation link. If you guys want to donate directly, just let us know so we can shout you out. But we just want to, make that happen and just continue to give, especially during, Black History Month and Valentine's Day. There's a bunch of stuff coming up. So just looking forward to giving back.
Absolutely, man. So y'all showed out last time with the fundraiser, and we really appreciate that. So once again, this is going to a good cause. Stu does a lot. He gives back a lot the same way the Hollands do. Stu and his family does as well. So we just want to keep it going, right? It's all I want to give back and support each other. So you guys, we appreciate you in advance. I'm looking forward to seeing how this works out for us too.
Yes.
So guys, let's get to the super chat first, boss.
Yes, all right.
From our boy Maddie Fresh coming in hot. What's going on, Maddie? Maddie says, Detroit basketball. What up, though, Deuce and boss? Hell of a win. I had to tap in with the best post-game show around. Thank man. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, Maddie always shows love. Maddie knows his basketball, too. We're going to be doing a few segments in the future where we have some of you guys on to talk, and Maddie is going to be at the top of that list because he knows ball. So, as always, bro, we appreciate you, man. Go ahead.
Maddie, supports all the Pistons creators. He supports the Pistons. He's at Cruise games. He's supporting Cruise creators. Just such a great guy in the community. So thank you so much, Maddie. We really appreciate it.
100%, bro. So guys, before we get into this game, as you guys already know, there are some congratulations in order, right? Jalen Duren, Mr. Jalen Duren, our young budding star center, has officially been named to his first All-Star game. So we want to send a congrats to JD. Well deserved, man. The growth that he's shown, boss, over the past year has been fun to watch, and his hard work is really paying off. And it's crazy to think, boss, that when it came to the fan vote, the media vote, and the current NBA vote, that JD didn't even crack the top 20.
Yeah.
Right. But thankfully, because the coaches were the ones voting for the reserves, and because, they usually like to reward winning, JD was at the top of the reserves list, and rightfully so. So we said it before, but I'm sure all fans are happy that the Pistons exercised patience last year with their young talent, right? And that patience is really paying off for him and for the team. So I want to give JD a major shout out, man. His development coach, Mike Terry, has been a big part of that. Our guy, supporter of the show, friend of the show. And of course, JB Bickerstaff just, taking the time to really mentor him and help him grow his game is for the benefits of it. So many shout outs to the team and to JD for this accomplishment for sure.
Yeah, I was just so excited. I don't know if they announced it, at the same time as game time for us. So I had, a couple technologies open to that, but they announced him last, and I was like,
what are they doing, bro?
When I saw Cat on there, I kind of knew Scotty Barnes was going to get in. I knew Donovan Mitchell was going to get in. Everyone else was kind of, there was a good pool to choose from. So when it got down to 6 to 7, I was like, are you kidding?
Because they got to 6 and they said Scotty, and I'm like, they better not put Brandon Ingram in there. Like,
Brandon Ingram,
you can't have 2 Raptors and only 1 Piston.
Yeah, really. A couple, like I said, there were the New York guys. All 5 of them were in the fan vote, so I was like, who knows? But so it was just incredible to hear his name. I'm excited for him. I'm excited for him, Cade, and JB. It's gonna be really interesting. It looks like the format's gonna be like the East team, a West team, and a World team roundabout.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
I like that format a little better. I thought at first it was just World versus US. So I like a little bit of a roundabout.
Yeah.
So it's kind of crazy that in the East, it's like 2 pretty dominant point guards and center duos in different ways. We got Cade and Duren, and then we got Brunson and Cat. And I think, again, Brunson and Cat kind of create their own offense for each other, and Duren and Cade definitely feed off each other for that. So it's going to be, I think, a really fun watch. And I hope that JB it seems like he's going to be the East coach. That means there's going to be 3 coaches then, right? To be.
So, it's got to be 3 coaches.
And they haven't called the West yet. That's how far ahead we are of the East. I don't think they've called the West one yet. So
that's true.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah, man. So I'm definitely looking forward to that for these guys, man. It's going to be a great experience, great opportunity for these guys to really get a chance to do some of these things together. We know last year Cade was by himself, right? So it's going to be nice for him to actually be there, have his running mate there with him, and be able to have some fun with his coach. And so, like guys, as she mentioned, JD is going to be accompanying Cade Cunningham and Coach Bickerstaff, his first time. Coach Bickerstaff, second time for Cade, and first time for JD. So it's going to be nice to have some representation there for our Pistons. Usually it's one guy or something like that, but having 3 guys there from this team is really, really important for this team as far as an exposure standpoint and a respect standpoint. So it's just good optically for us to have that good representation for sure. So yeah, good stuff on them, man, for sure.
Absolutely.
So, boss, with no football this week, right? Because of the Super Bowl next weekend, you got a chance to watch some Pistons basketball tonight. So, guys, after a 3-game road trip, they returned home to host the Brooklyn Nets. And guys, they get the win tonight, 130-77, guys. It was straight BTA. BTA, man. And we now improved to 36-12 on the regular season. That's insane. So really quickly, guys, as far as the injury report, Caris LeVert was out again. He missed his 7th straight game tonight with an illness designation. Once again, he went through the shoot around, but he was held out. At this point, I think the Pistons may just be trying to hold him out for personal or for whatever reasons, just to, if they want to potentially make a move, just do that and hold him out, until the trade deadline. But at this point, I think, hopefully he's not sick at this point. I don't think that's the norm. So like I said after game 2, you don't usually see a lot of games with guys missing games due to an illness unless it's something serious. And with him shooting around and looking okay on the bench and everything, it's something I have my eye on now because that's just not the norm, for a guy to be out that long with an illness. But we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes. Boss on that? Any thoughts on that, boss?
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I trusted my dogs to be out tonight, and they, within the first 5 minutes, 10 minutes, so
they had to get involved.
But yeah, I agree. It's a little bit odd, that he's out. I suspect a move is coming. I just want to real quick address some MPJ things in the chat. He did have a death of a family member, so his personal reasons were legit. So just because, don't equate that to what we're assuming with or sus with LeVert too, that they're just not equal. I'm excited to talk about this game. So I just do want to implant one more thought in your guys' mind who might have thought that MPJ was out because he's on the move potentially. But I just want, next year we would have to pay him $40 million and we pay Cade about 46. So I don't think that's worth it. I don't think it's worth to sell the team in the offseason just to have him there this season. But I knew that MPJ would be brought up because obviously I've had my opinions about him, and this was his team that we played today. But he did have a death in the family, so my heart absolutely goes out to him, and I hope that
for sure
he's okay. A lot of his family lived in Denver, so that's just hard to hear. So I hope that he's all good, and I'm excited about. I'm just excited for what's more to come in the trade deadline. We got Dennis Schroeder back in the division now.
Right.
The Cavs.
For sure. It's going to be fun to watch him and Daniss go out a little bit more too, right?
Agreed.
Looking forward to those matchups for sure.
Agreed.
Everybody saying he's not sick, Caris not sick. Yeah, 7 games, that's a lot. We said that earlier. Remember we said after like 2 or 3 games, we were like, that's not usually the norm. And boss is like, well, maybe, game 3, game 4, it's like, yeah, what's up? Game 5, he's still getting reps, getting not reps, but he still shoot around and sign autographs and all that stuff. So it's just like, read between the lines, put the pieces together. Y'all kind of get it.
Absolutely.
Rep B boss says with the best profile picture here says even Sarah's dog was talking trash about this complete BTA session. We put them belts to him. Yes, we did. Put
really
the belts
did.
to him. Yes, sir. Congrats to JD and Cade. All stars for sure. I had to pull it out again because Outtro asked for it, so I had to pull it out. But Red P, yes, you are correct, sir. You are correct, man. Nice to have those 2 guys there. All right, so now we're going to throw up the poll for you guys as far as to who you guys think should get the belt tonight. That is officially up, so y'all go ahead and have at that, and we'll check back on that in a few minutes. So, boss, let's get to some initial thoughts, man. What did you see tonight from this game of utter domination?
Yeah, I mean, we started off a little sluggish, but I wasn't worried. It seemed like the sluggishness was from the weird delays for the jump ball and then calling it on.
That was weird.
That was just a weird start. Everyone's a little confused. Then JB got a technical. And what was that? And then 2 minutes later, JD found out he's an all-star. So I think it was just more of like we're playing a basketball game right now because it didn't feel like it at the start. And then, to get some good news too. So just a little bit sluggish, but I wasn't worried. And then from then on out, it was, like you said, just pure domination. I saw lobs. I think Greg Kelser said that there wasn't like a mid-range shot made throughout the third quarter by us. Yeah.
2 points in the whole game.
nuts. And I think further, I think in the fourth we got a couple more from like Sasser and Jenkins, but that was just insane to hear about. Again, just domination and another 100 back-to-back games with 130 points now or more. Kind of crazy that we beat like a really pretty bad team with 130 points. Then we beat, a middle of the pack. The Warriors are 8th in the West right now at 131. But yeah, it was just a very fun game. And the Nets players, they do have a couple of standout guys I think will have good careers, but man, they are just lost right now. That's also why I don't think they'll get rid of anyone. But
can't afford to.
But it was and again, we won by 53 points, which is a franchise record.
Yep.
Franchise record. And the largest lead we had was 55.
55.
That's just crazy.
55.
There are truly not a lot of complaints tonight. Everybody played really well. Of course, everybody had a couple of mistakes like they always do. You can't play a perfect game, but the mistakes were few and far between and immediately made up for. And I really like that we didn't let our foot off the gas really at all.
Exactly.
And even towards the end of the game, JB had them starting to slow it down a little bit. And that's when Jenkins had his crazy monster dunk. He's just like, I'll slow it down, but I'm still going to let you know, like, we're not just going to hand it over. So just incredible.
Yeah. I mean, I agree, man. BTA. First time I pulled this belt out all year, man. And rightfully so because of how dominant this game was. This was an old-fashioned butt whipping. Old-fashioned, take you out back and just throw you over my knee and just let you have it. That's what this felt like for sure.
True.
This was, and everybody was involved. Good collective win from 1 through 12. Everybody who played tonight did work. So that was what I was looking forward to, or not looking forward to. What I was happy to see with the most is that everybody got involved. It was all spread out pretty evenly. You had your lead guys, but everybody played their part and played their role. And that's what you want to see from a good team, for sure.
I agree.
So let's get to this super chat from Ben Ortiz coming in hot, bro.
Wow, Ben.
Appreciate you, bro. Man, that's what's up. Appreciate you, Ben. Ben says, peace, guys. Love that you're doing another fundraiser. Stu's Foundation does great work out in Rochester, New York. Fun fact, I DJ'd an organized dance battle in Rochester a few months ago and played Dog Pound in the finals. Hey!
That's amazing.
My dog. That's what's up. I mean, I guess it was fitting because for Stu, that makes perfect sense. So listen, bro, I appreciate first on so many levels. I appreciate, first of all, the exposure, the plug. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that, Ben. I know you were even a DJ. That's dope because Ben's been here for a while. He's been showing support for a while. So I'll learn something new every day. But anyway, I appreciate that, bro. We both appreciate that, bro. For sure, it's going to go to a great foundation. As you already know, knowing Stu and working with him. So from the bottom, as we always say, we appreciate that, bro. And know it's going to a great cause. So thanks again. I got to get like you, man. Hey, can I get $1? I got you blessings tonight, but shoot, what you got up your sleeve, man? Let us know. Let us know for sure.
Thank
seriously,
you, Ben.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah, this is incredible. I did get to talk to Ben a little bit last week, and he is a DJ, a big fan, incredible support. So thank you so much. I had mentioned that we were going to do another fundraiser, so it's just incredible that you showed out. I mean, it just truly just warms my heart, and I'm already just so excited. The month just got started, and everyone has already contributed.
Yeah, man.
Amazing.
We appreciate y'all, man.
Thank you.
For sure. And we will be, at the end, we'll be showing everybody love for whoever did contribute as well, like we did last time. So once again, Ben and all you guys, we appreciate you, man, for sure. A few more things on this game I wanted to get to, boss, too, is that this was a game the Pistons had to just go ahead and get. Right? Yeah. The Nets are not a good team right now. They lost 15 of the last 18 coming into this game, and not having MPJ, who's your top scorer, is like, okay, we gotta get this game. This is a game. Can't be a trap game. Can't let these guys hang around. The Pistons, they were a little sluggish, like you mentioned to start. It seemed like it was a little bit distracting with the JD thing, because I think they probably all knew that tip-off was the same time as the votes were going to come out, that the results were going to come out. So it seemed like once that happened and JD found out for sure, okay, then it was like collectively they all kind of just refocused and got back to their game. But before that, it was a little lackadaisical. So they did shake it off quickly. They turned it up, got to what they do best, play good defense, getting out transition, getting stops, and the Nets just overmatched. They were outmatched in this game. Pistons didn't play down to the competition, like we always say, right? So once they got to their game, they really didn't look back. They were up 67 to 44, 67 to 44 in the first half, and they did not. I don't think the lead got any less than that from that point forward.
No.
So I think the third quarter was an 8-0 run to start quickly.
Yeah.
Just getting the lead up to 40 by the end of close to the end of the third quarter. And they put the game away. Like good team. We've said at times before, we've seen the Pistons kind of relax, take their foot off the gas, and come second half, letting teams get back into it. That was not the case tonight. Right.
No.
Once Cade sat down for the last time, he did not have to get back up. And so
in the third, the Nets didn't score for nearly 5 minutes. And then in the fourth, the Nets didn't score for nearly 4 minutes. And that also just speaks to how we didn't let our defense up. Like that's bad offense, let me tell you. That's really unlucky offense, babe. We had two streaks like that. And like you said, we just did not let them, JB did not let them take the foot off the gas. Like even in the third, he brought in Sass towards the end, but then he left other guys out there. Like we all kind of expected no starters to play in the fourth, and that's what happened. But like when you're up that much, you could pull it out even more, I feel like. But they just he just let the guys keep going, keep trying, keep playing. Again, I saw lots of lobs today. I saw guys do things, they haven't, really been able to do with, just with, not wanting to be detrimental to the team. When you're up that much, you can take a little bit more risk, test some things out. Saw some Ron shots that did not look pretty, but he got them up, so, and you can do that. It's less aggravating when you're up so much. So it was, it was a very good game. And again, just to not let our foot off the gas, even if you think that you haven't, because you just never know, especially with these young guys. And I do want to also say that I think it was, they mentioned that the Nets only scored 77 points in a game. And they mentioned a stat Greg Helser did, that the going to work team had a 5-game streak of holding opponents under 70 points a game.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It was double-digit amount.
Yeah. But that's he was 77 points in the NBA 20, 30 years ago could have won you a game, but he had 100 points through 3 quarters and they only had 62. It's crazy. So
yeah, it's funny too, because we actually did that. When we were on a streak of double-digit games of holding teams under 70 points, and the team to break that streak was the same Nets. They were the New Jersey Nets back then, but they scored 71 points at the end of the game on the tip end, and they were going crazy like they won a championship. So it just shows you how much the game has changed. But once again, the game has changed. And even though this isn't a great team, the fact that we were still holding teams to low scores 20 years later says a lot about what this team is trying to get back to.
Absolutely.
It's because we're trying to get back to who we were before, regardless of how many points are scored. Relatively, we want to be the team that is holding you to certain amounts of points because of our defense.
Yep.
So the game has changed, but the blueprint for this team has not.
Exactly. And it just didn't let up. And that's what I appreciate about it. He wasn't just okay, I guess you can just go mess around. Even our, market, we'll get to Sass, but he had multiple steals in very short minutes. So I just want to find that again from Ben too. We would love to see a video.
For sure. Send us that.
Send us a video of the dance battles. Plug your business so that we can put it out there.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes. Let us know. Just caught that
sure.
on. But yeah,
good varsity JB. Go ahead.
Exactly. It was that's exactly how it was. And I kind of feel for these Nets guys. I don't even know where I would start. And even in our 14 win season, we weren't getting blown out by 50 plus points every game, and this is now, someone mentioned this is their second of the most recently. I think they got blown out by the Knicks earlier this season too, but not too earlier, but pretty rough, pretty tough.
100%. You mentioned it's funny. Devon earlier said that, last year they were trying to trade JD. People wanted to trade JD for guys like Nick Claxton, who we mentioned last game. We mentioned that last game. Tonight, we're going to get to it. Nick Claxton had 10 points, guys. JD had 20 and 10 and a bunch of other stuff. So once again, man, it's no comparison whatsoever with some of the guys that he was being mentioned with, even though he wasn't the guy who he is now. You saw how good he could be. So, but back to this team, last thing. You mentioned the lack of points that were scored in the mid-range. I think through the third quarter, it was 0.
Oh, yeah.
And they finished with I think 6, maybe 8 points in the mid-range. And what that means is that all your points are either in the paint, on the perimeter, or the free throw line. Yep. And you know what that tells me, boss? That tells me that the Pistons are getting out and running, and they were doing it all night long. That's what that tells you, because they're getting out and running, getting transition dunks, transition threes, or getting fouled.
Yeah,
that's what you want to see. Even Cade or Tobias wasn't really getting anything in the mid-range. They didn't have to go to their half-court offense because we know Cade is great in half-court. Tobias is great in half-court. It's good to have it, but when you don't need to go to it, you have games like this where you're not having to do anything in the mid-range because you're getting easy points on threes and on dunks and layups. So that was just a great sign to see from this team, even though it's the Nets. The fact they're still trying to build the habits right now of playing that way against whoever they're playing against is good to see.
Exactly. And all I heard about the Nets is that they led the NBA in December for defense. Like they have capabilities. They were number 1 in net defense in the NBA. That's above us. That's above the Spurs. That's above OKC. So they have some good pieces. It just kind of all, falls apart. But again, like the fact that we can do this, and it's exactly what we needed after a tough road trip, and we have the Nuggets on Tuesday. And we definitely want to go into the All-Star break with this, on a win streak, I would say. So, or as many wins as possible. So, just good for everybody on the team. It was just a really confident moment. People got cute. They got pretty. The bench was up and cheering. I loved it. I loved it.
Yep, for sure. Yeah, like I say, we all saw it. Everybody got involved. 23 stocks. The Pistons lead the league in stocks, and they had 23 tonight.
That's crazy.
And they did it together. Everybody scored at least 4 points. Everybody who played scored, and they got at least 4 points. So, like, once again, great collective team basketball, balanced basketball on both sides. That's what you love to see. So I loved it. That's all I got for my initial thoughts, boss. Anything else on that?
No, but that's all I have too. Bet
it up. With that in mind, guys, let's check this poll, boss. Let's see the results of this poll. So you guys have spoken, and as of right now, for who gets the belt, it's pretty split pretty well, actually. Jalen Duren comes in at 41%, boss.
Okay.
Then we have Cade at 31%. We got Daniss Jenkins at 26% and Isaiah Stewart at 2%. So I think that's one of the more balanced polls we've had, at least so far this year.
Tough one. I don't really know. I think I would I would just pick Jenkins because he had a great game and explosive moments. And so I just would pick him because, of course, Cade and Duren also had great games. But, I just felt like this was one where Jenkins just was like, he had buzzer beaters, dunks, he just looked great. But it's Tobias is the gift, so we'll see what he does. There's always a little bit of a personal aspect, when it's close, I think. So
they might cop it. They might in lieu of the fact that JD got his first nod, they might top it off by giving him the belt, maybe. Right. But I can see Cade too, because Cade was the one that really got us going early. So
Cade like you said, JD with the All-Star, another 2010 double-double, 3 in a row.
Crazy.
Or 3 of the last 4. He's not 3 in a row, but 3 in the last 4. That's again, this is what I've been waiting for from him is 2010 games. Yeah. And he's there. He's there.
Mm-hmm. For sure. So we'll leave the poll up, guys. We'll come back to it and see what you guys thought, see if that holds. But a lot of you guys are saying Tink. Yeah, I'm not mad at that at all either, man, because he was balling. We'll get to him. We'll get to all these guys. Yeah. But definitely some great candidates. Got a lot of candidates.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that plays out, boss. All right. So if you have anything else on that, let's go ahead and get to some box scores, boss.
All right.
And let's start with Cade Cunningham. Deuce. What did Deuce do tonight?
Cade had 18 points off of 7 of 11 shooting. 1 of 4 from the free throw line. He was 1 of 4 from threes, and 3 of 7 from the free throw. Yikes, Cade.
Ooh.
Yikes. Yeah. He had 4 rebounds, 12 assists, 4 steals, 3 blocks, and that was in just 26 minutes. Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
That was so Cade, he just came out to play today. The free throws were like his only bad thing. I don't think he went 2 for 2 at the strike at one time. Obviously, he only made 3 of 7, but he had in the second just some things I noticed. He had the steal to the Ivey jam. That was a huge jam. Ivey took advantage of it. I just loved it too. I just want to point out that Greg Kelser said about it. He said 3 things about it. He said it was the right play, it was the unselfish play, and it was the smart play because J.I. needed it. Not only because J.I. was 0-4, but because he's picking up on a lot of what other people are picking up, is that like J.I. isn't 100% himself yet. So it was just exactly what was needed from the leader of this team. He was just finishing at the rim super well today. He had the football pass to Wu for that 3, which was really nice. That was like Jokic-esque.
Yeah, it was.
All 3 of his blocks came in the third. He had that one where he blocked Seraph at the rim, and that was when Seraph ran, or Seraph, I'm not sure, but he ran all like full court, and Cade was on another guy, and he kind of like, oh, he's not stopping. I'm gonna go in there, and he got that block.
Yep.
And then the block, his last block, he also then saved it from going out of bounds. The rebound.
Mm-hmm.
He was just very on it tonight. So truly, honestly, I did not mention his turnovers. Let me get to that real quick.
I was going to get to it if you weren't. Yep.
He had 2 turnovers on 12 assists. That's still, and that was early. I remember them saying that he had, it was before the football pass for Wu. So that was in the second quarter, his only turnovers, because Greg Kelser had mentioned he called it like 7 touchdowns and only two interceptions, which is steals. So just an incredible night from Cade.
Seraph, just like Sarah. So Sarah.
Okay. Thank you.
Good to know.
Thank you.
Good to know. Go ahead.
But that again, just an incredible night from Cade, and this is now 2, 3 and fantastic games in a row from him. So it's gonna just
he was you could see early. He like the team, I thought as a whole was a little bit sluggish, but I didn't feel like Cade was. Like he wasn't trying to play around with this game at all. You saw the sense of urgency he had from start. He was pushing the ball at every opportunity to try to get out and run. On one play, he boarded and pushed, and it was a 1-on-2 where he didn't have numbers. It was 2 backpedaling nets, and he took it all the way, Euro through traffic, got an N1. Right. Yeah. And when I saw that aggression, I knew it was going to be that kind of night for Cade as far as just looking to put this game away. He was in playoff mode, Clifton. You could just see like he was coming out, not playing around, no trap games. He was not playing. And he had a mismatch all night. Like the Nets are not a good defensive team right now. You mentioned how they were earlier, but he could see that whoever was matched up on him just couldn't hold him. Right? Yeah. He was a bully. He was a bully. He was whenever they were in the half court, he was just getting downhill, putting his head down, and just bullying guys underneath the hoop and getting. I don't know how many and ones he had tonight, but he had to have at least 2 or 3. But he just along with that, just continued to make the right play, just finding his guys, pushing the ball ahead, getting them on their heels, and that's why he had that 13 point, 10 assist double by halftime. Like he really was just getting it done. And then defensively too, boss. Defensively, we always say it, but defensively, man, he's a true 2-way player. He had a couple. It was either 2 or 3 blindside steals from the backside. They didn't even see him. And that was the one. The first one was to J.I. for that dunk you mentioned, just getting him going. But it was a few where it was like, it wasn't, there was one where it wasn't a chase down, but it was more so like just head on.
Yeah.
Like, I think that was the one you were talking about where he just tried to dunk. And Cade was looking like a little light-skinned, green-eyed Isaiah Stewart tonight. Just at the rim, just turning guys away at the rim. Like people still don't realize how good of a defensive player he is on the perimeter and at the rim now, but it seems like now he's getting one every other game. Or like last game, he caught Steph. Steph had a nice lay, he swatted it away. So what he's doing on the defensive end now, as far as just protecting the rim, alongside what he's doing on perimeter, is incredible, man. So he did what he's supposed to do. Against an inferior team, come out aggressive, put the game away early, take care of your business. That's what he did.
Yeah, and the help side steals were really nice. They're both on the same spot, just right in front of the Nets bench. You think you could hear the Nets kind of yelling at it, but they were just a little too late with it. So I don't know. They're just kind of a mess right now. There was very, very, very little cohesion. A couple of nice louds in the first quarter when we started off a little sluggish, just like you said, from All-Star stuff, from the weird start, the technical, all those. But yeah.
So it was good to see from Cade, man. That's all I got on him, man. Played great.
Yeah. Okay.
Moving on to Duncan Robinson.
You want to do Duncan Robinson? Okay.
Let's do it.
Duncan had 8 points on 3 of 8 shooting, 2 of 5 from 3, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. He had 0 turnovers in 22 minutes.
Okay. Not bad.
Yeah. He hit his threes early, and then he didn't really get the ball again too. I would say when he was in there, he had that nice lob to JD. Like I said, everybody had lobs this game. He had one in the third to JD. He also had a couple passes into JD. I think all of his assists were probably 2. Oh, he only has 1. Oh, that's because JD was fouled on one of them.
Yeah.
But they're both the paint. He's also reading it well. there, which is exciting. I'm seeing him take more risks into getting it into the paint instead of feeling like he needs to shoot right away. 2 of 5, I'm not even mad about because he played short minutes and he hit those 2 early. So yeah, really no complaints. God, look at these plus minuses are nuts to look at. He was plus 41. Oh man. But a steal too just also goes to show that was like a passing lane steal that he did really well. So yeah, no complaints about Duncan. Nice to see him. It seems like he's on the uptick again after a couple hard games.
Yeah, I mean, exactly, especially after the last game, right, when he kind of broke out of that slump. But yeah, I don't really have much on him. Like, I thought defensively he was okay. The Nets are, like you said, the Nets are not a good offensive team. So you can't take too much away from this game as far as how we looked as a whole and everything, because it's going to be tougher games ahead of us, right? But you still like the approach. I still like the approach that Duncan had. He hit shots. He played chess. He hit shots. And then when they were close too hard, he put the ball on the floor, right? He had a lot of room because there's not a lot of resistance there, obviously, but he still did the right thing by just making the right play, putting the ball on the floor. And he was getting that floater a little bit too tonight. He had a few shots in the lane, just kind of off the glass and just putting it up there. So I thought he did some good things tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's all I got on him. That's all I got.
Same. Just keep it moving. Great job. Just keep it hot for Tuesday.
Don't need the next game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't need the next game for sure.
All right, let's go to Tobias Harris.
Sorry, you must want to hit Tobias for sure.
No, I was just leaving a sorry. I don't know what order you go in.
I just go by position. Point guard, shooting guard, small forward. But you can do your thing. Show
where you do ESPN usually, and I do NBA, and it's in a different order.
Do they have a different order in NBA? Is that why? Oh, okay. Wait, hey, take off. Do your thing. You in charge.
I'll do Tobias, and then we'll do Ausar.
I bet it up.
Tobias, he had 11 points on 2 of 4 shooting, 1 of 2 from 3, 6 of 6 free throws. He had no turnovers, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1 steal in 20 minutes. Yeah, I had one note from him this night, the lob to JD.
Yeah, the JD.
Like, no one knew what he was doing, and then he was out there showing off, and he had coach laughing. Like, that's when I was like, this is just too fun. Like, because it wasn't even that, like, very few people I think would have caught that lob too. Like, he had it with JD. It was not. Yeah. It was unexpected, but JD knows to always be there ready for lobs from anyone. But
you made it look good. JD made it look good.
Exactly. It's going to be a highlight because he's going to make it look. Made it look intentional. So
He kind of just threw it up there instead of prayer.
Exactly. What's crazy is like Tobias isn't a part of the mid-range shooting for us tonight.
Right.
Like, he's not a part of it. He got it at the rim and at the threes. Well, again, he was 2 for 4, so he hit 1 3, 1 at the rim, and then the rest were all free throws. So he just showed up to get in double digits for us, which was appreciated. Just a steady presence on the court. A steal as well. I think he played good defense. Yeah, just a good game from Tobias. No one really made it hard. And it's kind of, I guess I'd have to go back and watch that. I really wasn't paying attention. Most of our stuff was at the rim anyways, but assists were pretty low. Everyone recorded an assist tonight too. That's crazy. Yeah. Even in garbage time minutes, but it was, Cade and then everyone else had 4 or less. So everyone really created their own offense. Besides, getting the help from Cade, but I think Tobias would have had a couple more back down shots if it wasn't. It was a very transition heavy game, I would say.
Exactly.
We didn't rely on the half court as much. So the fact that he still gave us 11 points is just phenomenal. So no complaints for Uncle Teed, and I'm curious to see who he hands the belt to.
I don't really have much on him either. I mean, he played 20 minutes. No starter played more than 26 minutes tonight, and now it's Cade at 26. So he didn't play a lot. He didn't have to do a lot. He was solid defensively. And like you mentioned, like he was kind of getting involved a little bit in transition too. Even if he wasn't scoring, he was trying to encourage that style of play. He was running as fast as he could on those wheels, trying to do it whatever he could. But yeah, he was cool. He was solid. Like, his free throw shooting was stands out the most. 6 for 6. He's reliable at the line. Other than Cade, everybody shot pretty well at the line, So, but 6 for 6, you can't ask for more. You can't ask for better than that for sure. So I don't really have much on him. Just other than he did Tobias things, man. Great to have court when it was there. Just getting shots up, knocking. I think he hit a 3 too, didn't he? So
he's 1 of 2 for 3. So
so like it was just funny to see JB laughing though.
Yeah,
you don't see JB laughing too much out of happiness. You've seen him try to laugh things off because he's ticked off.
Yeah.
But to see him kind of have a smile on his face, you could just see everybody was enjoying what was happening in this game. And that means he thought they were playing the way he wanted them to. So that was good to see too.
Yeah, he was just, super fun, like you said. And I just think it's impressive, again, of him to still put up points. And I think he had 4 free throws in a row because he shot a free throw and made it. But at the same time, they called the tech on the Nets coach, so they waved it off.
Oh,
then he had to shoot a tech 3 and then redo the other 2. So that's 4 free throws in a row. And that's, we watched Jamal Murray, choke twice on 3 in a row.
Facts.
So it's just hard to do. So that was just, came in nice for that. So no issues there. I was looking for a comment I saw. Okay, I guess I'll have to find it later. But I was gonna just comment on this after Tobias. Oh yeah, had to be a fun game for those. Absolutely.
My bad. Go ahead. Oh, my bad.
But I was gonna say,
go ahead.
Boss is going to wear a Nuggets jersey, Jokic and Murray on Tuesday. Daryl, go watch the last 5 minutes of the last pod. See how happy I was with Mom missed free throws.
Yeah, she was at that game, bro, where the Pistons beat the Nuggets in Denver, and she was like the lone fan you can see happy, jumping for joy, literally when Jamal Murray threw the game.
Like I won the lotto or something.
That's what it looked like.
Yeah,
that's what it looked like. It's hilarious. So yeah, go check that out, bro. Want to shout out Clifton with super chat. Appreciate you, bro. Clifton says, didn't think would be a fun game with the tech after one. Yeah, it wasn't even a full second, bro. So I still don't know what happened with that tech. Like, if y'all can fill me in, I was trying to find out.
People were asking us.
They were asking us. I'm like, bro, I don't know either. I'm not sure. Maybe they'll ask it in the press room. We can get an answer on that. But that was strange.
Yeah, I was about to look it up if it was Jason Goebbels. I was like, is he here already?
Right, for sure. Yeah, I didn't see anybody recognizable tonight though. So I don't know. Either way, didn't matter because it was BTA. There wasn't nothing else could do in this game to do that for sure. But I definitely agree with you. It was kind of odd, bro, for sure. All right, boss. I'm gonna keep moving on to Ausar Thompson.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry. I was reading comments. Ausar Thompson tonight. Tasmanian Thompson, as you call him, he had 9 points. Wow, he really stacked the sheet. 9 points on 4 of 5 field goals. 1 of 1 from 3, which was his crazy half-court shot. 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks, 0 turnovers, only 1 personal foul. I'm going to throw that in there for him in 25 minutes. And a star game.
Yep.
I saw someone mention him too. I don't think we have him in our poll, but another viable candidate. He stacked the sheet. Yeah. He had that really nice block from behind on Claxton in the second, and then he had the half court buzzer beater, which I was just like, so we know he can make half court, but he can't really make at the perimeter free throws, but the buzzer beater was nice. And I love when guys use the glass. Some people don't like it. You have to call bank. No, use the glass all you want because it's prettier in my opinion.
But, it's Sunday. We don't care.
Yeah, exactly. So that was just really cool of him to see. And he was so hyped after everybody was hyped for him. And the third, he blocked Wolf at the basket after a takeaway that Wolf got the Nets got. So it was just nice to be like, well, we're not just going to give it to you easy. And that was the one I thought for sure he was going to score because they hadn't scored in 5 minutes.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, this is it. This is when they're going to score because it looks easy. But nope, Ausar came flying in and blocked it. He also had a really nice assist to Stu for the slam on the break. So just an overall fantastic job from Ausar Thompson. One of his best games yet.
I agree.
So loved it. And obviously great defense. So
for sure. Yeah. Like you mentioned, Tasmanian Thompson was in full effect, man. Just great two-way play, Swiss Army knife type of stuff. Got it done on both sides of the ball. He's always been a pretty good mover without the basketball, but is getting better with that. Is just cutting off ball and finishing at the rim. Cade's going to find him or JD's going to find him. He's just doing a good job now, more so of just moving without the basketball. Sometimes I would see him kind of standing around and ball watching before in the past, and that's why he would end up with the ball at times with a few seconds left on the shot clock, and he's trying to do something with it. They're trying to focus more on him now just being an off-ball mover, which is what I was asking for, and letting him just be a finisher more so than a creator in the half court. So that was great. And like you mentioned it too, his help side defense. Just coming over last second, getting blocks at the rim against big guys. Like Ausar 6'7", 6'8", but with his vertical leap, you could say he's 6'9", 6'10", just off of that. So he's playing really big right now. And it's nice to see him get a half-court shot fall, not because it's just half-court, but just because we know he's trying to build confidence with his shot.
Yeah.
You saw how excited he got when it fell, right?
Yes.
He was pumped.
Exactly.
He was hyped, as he should have been. But it's just nice to see a shot like that go for him, right? Because he works hard on defense. He works hard on that end of the floor. And so it's just nice to see him get something fall for him. He has some nice finishes at the rim with the left hand, too, off the glass. He's getting better with that. And Kevin mentioned it earlier, just as far as with his handle. And we talked about this last episode, boss. So his handle is improving as well, right? It's really starting to settle in for him as far as the speed of the game and how fast he needs to be moving. I'm not really as uncomfortable as I used to be when he has the ball in his hands now. It's like, okay, do your thing. And he's making good decisions with it. He's not trying to do too much, not moving too fast, too quickly, and he's bobbling the ball. That's happening less and less as he plays more and more. So I'm just happy to see him starting to settle in to who he's going to be for this team. We said before, it's not always the same every game with Ausar. Sometimes it's great, and then sometimes it's not, because it's just not consistent as far as what he's doing. But now he's starting to fall into that category of, regardless of this, regardless of that, he still approached the game the same way. And now he's falling into that category more. So that's good to see for Ausar for sure.
Absolutely. And I agree. And again, that's why even like a blowout game like today, playing a game at the Nets, just not letting your foot off the gas and getting to this point is just huge for confidence in a lot of ways. But I do agree, is even Vulture agrees too. Ausar has a bad game, then he shuts me up 2 games later with this.
Exactly.
I'm just be more patient on the offense. Yeah, exactly. And again, today he only had 1 personal foul when he was battling in foul trouble before. Today was Ron with foul trouble. So it just goes up and down. But as long as, when you start off strong, you can just, especially for Ausar, it just goes to show, like, when everything's working, as a team, we definitely feed off of each other, but they also feed off of their own individual feats in the court. So when it starts early, it's there. And I just want to say too, with 3 steals tonight, that means that he has had 14 steals in the last 3 games.
Wow.
That's incredible.
14 in the last 3. That's
5, 6, and 3.
That's very impressive. Yeah. For sure. Yeah, great game from him. Kevin says, Tasmanian is fitting. This Ausar is so disruptive. Dude holds the Chaos Emerald. That's a throwback to Sonic the Hedgehog for all my old heads. Chaos Emerald is definitely what he has for sure, bro. Like he's tonight he was great. Like tonight it looked like organized chaos, like it has for the last few games. The Tasmanian Thompson comes from that, where sometimes it's just a ruckus. It's just chaos everywhere. Sometimes good, sometimes bad, right? But more and more, it's starting to be more positives that we're talking about with Ausar Thompson than negatives. No turnovers. That's good. That's what you want to see, right? That's just the more him just slowing down, being under control, processing faster, making the right decision. So great stuff, man. We know he's not a great scorer, great shooter, but when he's doing things at this level defensively and he's able to get some offense off of that, it kind of makes it easier to swallow as far as what we're not getting from him at the level we want offensively. So it's good to see that from him.
And just great points on the handles too and the decision making. It feels like we just talked about this last game too. Like even though the Warriors game did come close and it was a little frustrating win, but he had a very good game just on that alone too. Keeping his turnovers. I think he had 2, but that's still low. That's low for someone that we're trusting with the ball. So
he had 2? I thought he didn't have it. He had 2 tonight. Sorry, did.
Oh no, last game. Like I was just talking about how this has now been a consistent 2 games in a row where he's just done really well with the ball.
100%. So, I want to get Devereaux in here. Says, shout out to the Pistons for the largest margin of victory in franchise history. What a turnaround from watching these same players go 14-6. Isn't that crazy, bro?
It's nuts.
Sometimes it's just like, I know we want this team to get better, and rightfully so, right? Because we're so good, it's got to strike while the iron is hot and things like that. But let's just take a moment and just smell the roses, man.
Yeah.
And just remember where we were just 2 short years ago, right? I think we had 2 wins at this point 2 years ago. Right, we were at one point we were like 2-24. So for us to have 36 wins and not even play 50 games yet in 2 years is incredible. So let's just for a moment just have a woosah moment and just appreciate where we are, looking down on everybody else right now in the conference. Can barely even see them because we're so far ahead. Let's just enjoy this for a minute. We can talk about all the other stuff, the trade stuff, what guys got to improve on. All valid. I hear y'all. Just want y'all to hear me and say, let's just take this time and enjoy this.
Exactly.
We deserve it. We've earned it. We've been around for a long time waiting for this type of cyclical shift, as it always is cyclical, and it's back now. So let's just enjoy it, man. We deserve this. So I want to say that too.
Agreed. Yeah, completely agree. It's just they deserve the recognition for what they've been able to do. A lot of these guys were with us last year, obviously, and a lot of them were also with us the year before. So a lot of them have known how far we've come. Even the guys that didn't really know, that came in after, like B-Ball, like even THJ had comments on it before he left too. It's just you come in and you know that this team, wants to win. This is important, and that this, kind of feeds off of it. So for our core that's been here through that time, Stu, Cade, Ausar, Ivy, it's just really cool for them to see too, to see them here, and it's just continuing to win. So that's all I could ask for from them, and we just keep going deeper and deeper into the season with wins. It's kind of good. I was just like checking myself on that too. Like we're over halfway through the season. It's about to be All-Star break, and we're first in the East by a lot. The Knicks and Celtics also both won today, but we're still 5.5 ahead. Like
5.5 games ahead.
It's still going to be a battle. But I like where we're going. I like where we're headed. So
100%. So a great comment from Devereaux. It's just good to reflect sometimes and just slow down and just realize what we have. It's a great thing. And shout out to Tom Gores as well, right, for putting the guys in position to do these jobs and allowing them to go do it, right? Like Todd says, for sure. I definitely think he's been a huge part in just adjusting his approach to this franchise and getting the right infrastructure set and just making the hard decisions, right? When we had a coach here who was, committed here for a long time, it's a lot of money that was sent out. He still made the right move and kind of said I was wrong by ending that contract, ending that partnership and moving on, right? That was what he was admitting by doing that. So I want to give him credit too for just saying, okay, we got to go a different direction. That wasn't the right move. Let's keep it moving and go ahead and do it. And now not only do that, but to replace him with guys in leadership positions who know exactly what this team needs. So shout out to him as well, for sure.
Yeah. And whatever happens. Yeah, just going forward, I just want to say real quick, too, I just want to give props to JB, too, because the coaching staff, all the guys have commented on just the impact he's made. So any of our youth right now going forward with us or elsewhere are just going to benefit from that. And that's just really cool.
100%. 100%. All right. Roses officially smelled, boss. Let's keep it moving.
Okay.
JD?
So finally, yes, All-Star reserve, Jalen Duren. Tonight, another 20-10 game. That's 3 out of the last 4.
Yes, sir.
I love to see it. 21 points on 8 of 12 shooting, 0 from 3, 5 of 6 from the free throw line. No turnovers. He had 10 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals in 24 minutes.
Clean.
Oh man.
Clean. Go ahead, take off.
And they didn't give him the block. Him and Cade both doubled Wolf and got a block at like almost midcourt. And so maybe they gave that to Cade, but I don't think it was because that's not included in my blocks with him. So they better give it.
It gave Cade 3.
Yeah, and I watched all of his, but then I think Cade blocked the one on Wolf, even though Cade doubled. But so I'll throw in a block for him as well. But he had that his defense and offense both looked great today. He had that one play where he just grabbed it from Wolf, just ripped it out. And then he had a football pass to Cade. Cade had a football pass to Wu, and JD had a football pass to Cade. Like they were just in sync tonight. All the guys are in sync, and there were a lot of Cade's assists went to Duren for sure for some lob passes. And
that pass was right in the breadbasket too. He dropped it right in there. Nice pass from JD. Go ahead.
Yeah, just incredible. And going to guy like Claxton is a good player, but definitely not JB or JD level. Nope. I just want to compare that Nick Claxton had 10 points and 2 rebounds on 1 steal. So JD, doubled in points and 5 times the amount of rebounds for him too. So it just goes to show his presence in the paint. But just what an incredible night for him, especially a little bit after a slow start. I did see him at one point get mad at the ref towards the end. And JB was like yelling at him, like, go, just stop, just go up, just go.
Come on, bro. Scoreboard, bro.
Yeah. So it's just like just little things like that sometimes where it's just like, Duren, you do deserve the respect. Today also put a stamp on it by you being named an all-star, but like just focus on the game ahead. So incredible night from JD, incredible day. Congratulations to him again. I'm so excited for him to be in the all-star game. Is just such a young guy as well. So
yeah, for sure. Vulture says the Nets commentators love Duren the way they was talking about. They probably wish they had him instead of
exactly.
Instead
They
of
were like,
Claxton.
should have happened then.
Right. They probably, for sure. Yeah, them, the Lakers, all them teams trying to get JD. No bueno, not at all. Yeah, JD, he looked like the all-star that he officially became today. Right? We talked about Danny Wolf, talked about Nick Claxton. Barbecue chicken.
Yeah. Exactly.
Barbecue chicken. Like, he dominated those guys. It wasn't even a comparison. It's levels to this, and he's levels above. In a short period of time, he's gotten there too. It's crazy. But you could see JD's on a different level right now, guys. The way he's playing basketball, he's playing at a different level, head and shoulders above most of the guys he plays against every night.
Yep.
And for me, the biggest difference with JD between last year and this year, we know he's polished his game. Offensively, he's gotten better. Defensively, the motor's there. For me, it's the conditioning. To me, he's just in so much better shape now.
Agreed.
Because I see him routinely beating his guy up and down the court, right, on both sides. And tonight, it resulted in him getting so many easy finishes off of it, right? So that's the biggest thing. We've seen him in years past. We talked about he's not able really to guard perimeter guard guys well. I think that was a big part of it. He just wasn't in shape. But now you see him sprinting down the court. He had like 1 or 2 lapses last game where he lost focus and let his guy get behind him, or let Mark Williams get behind him against the Suns, right? Just lost focus once or twice. But I don't ever really see him gassed or struggling to beat his man down the court because he just doesn't have the stamina.
Absolutely.
So to me, I think that's the biggest thing, because when you have the conditioning, then you're going to have that motor for a higher period of time. You're not going to look like you're lazy at times on defense when you're really just tired, right? But when you're in shape, you can commit to those spurts of energy longer. And I think that's what we're seeing from him too, along with the focus, along with, just the mindset. But to have the conditioning to do it is just as important. So I think that's the biggest thing, is that he's just now in shape.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And
Kevin says everything is everything we needed to see from the incredibly talented Andre Drummond. I know. Yeah.
Different ways.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Different game styles. But I do think, I have mixed feelings about Andre Drummond, just because I really do I loved him at the beginning for us and stuff. And then he really slacked off, and even had admitted to slacking off and said that he truly did not care when he played for us. So I just kind of have mixed feelings about him going forward. But yeah, he was obviously incredibly talented, but the way that Duren plays right now at such a young age, and how he has voiced he wants to stay with the organization and voiced he wants to stay with Cade, like I think he's going to have so much better career. And like you said, the agility aspect of it too is just phenomenal. He is a big guy, but as is Andre Drummond. But I do like Jalen Duren is incredibly more agile, and then also quicker up the floor, like you said. So,
and I think too, a lot of it has to do with leadership and development. I don't think Drummond was developed properly. Okay. I mean, when you see how JD looked prior to last year, it looked similar at times to Andre Drummond, because there just was no leadership there. There was nobody there to take him under their wing and just develop him as a big man. And I think that was kind of what was like. And then when you don't have a winning mentality, winning veterans around you, right? Winning coaches around you as well. Sometimes it can kind of get to like, well, what am I doing this for every night? Kind of like how we saw JD at the beginning of last year after the 14-win season. It's kind of like, man, I'm not about to get my body up for this. But when you believe, and you have reason to believe because you got somebody working with you and you see the team elevating too, that just all goes into the development that I think Dre didn't have. And I think JD benefits from now.
I agree with that. Just in fact that he then went to the Bulls and put in the effort, and now he's on the Sixers and he's putting in the effort. Like, he definitely rebounded his career a little bit after those few years of like with us, and then with the Bulls too, a little bit lackadaisical, and then he snapped back into it. And we did see in the JD Slam interview, or he did say that this is the first NBA coach he's had that has instilled that in him, and he's had 3. So that just goes to show again how special JB is to us. The Trajan, Tom Gora is just what they're building here. Huge for sure, players over their careers, no matter what happens, like over their careers, it's going to be very important. So I do agree with you there. So it's
funny because some of the comments are kind of popping in. Says Jim was playing with Reggie. It's a big difference going from Reggie Jackson to Cade Cunningham.
Exactly.
But I still think the point is still valid. I'm just happy to see him. You wish Dre would have had that. I'm happy that JD does have that, because you just see how it just shows you how important coaching is and development is, and having that there. You can't just have the talent. You got to have the culture to go along with it, for sure. And JD, to his credit, has bought into that. right? So I got to give him credit. Despite the circumstance, you still got to go out there and do it, right? And JD has definitely done that for sure. So I think valid points for sure. Go ahead.
And I think he deserves the $40 million over anyone else.
Sure.
Too, so.
Oh yeah. Yeah. He bet on himself, man. You know, I don't know if they offered him a contract that he didn't like or whatever, but he said, hey, I'm gonna go prove it to myself and prove it to you guys what I'm worth. And I'll see y'all next year.
Exactly.
So hey, he's earned it, man. He's earned it for sure. So I gotta give him credit for that. 100%. That's all I got on him.
Okay. Awesome.
Let's hit some reserves. Who want to hit first, boss?
Well, do you want to go by your list? Who do you want to hit first?
Ooh, well, let's start with Tink. But
Okay.
before that, there was a comment I wanted to get to as far as what JD that I thought was important that Kenyatta said. Kenyatta said, that's the wrong one. She said, Draymond said it perfectly if you heard it. And what Draymond said about JD is that he's learning he knows how to use his body now, right? He said he's always been strong. He was never soft, even though JD said he was playing soft. Draymond said he's never been soft. He said he just knows how to use his body now. That's why last year you would see, and even before that, you would see Draymond like, bro, why isn't JD just dominating this matchup? He's way bigger than him. Compared to yesterday, and it's like, oh yeah, Dre don't want no parts of that, and it's because he's just understanding how to use his body to his advantage now, right? We know Dre's a smart defender. Certain things you just can't stop. If used right, and that was a difference. So I wanted to shout that comment out because that's important too. Is you can't teach that size, that strength, the athleticism that he has. Can't teach it. So once again, kudos to him for just taking advantage of that. So I want to shout that out too. So we can go now to Tink, boss. Hit me with some stats on Daniss Jenkins tonight.
Okay, Daniss Jenkins tonight. He had 18 points on 6 of 9 shooting. Wow. 1 of 2 from 3, 5 of 6 from the free throw line. 0 turnovers.
Again.
4 rebounds, only 1 assist, but it didn't look like it. Like I said,
he only had 1 assist.
Cade had 12, and then Sass had 4, and everyone else had 3 and less. So it was just a getting to the rim kind of game.
You must have had some hockey assists in there somewhere.
Exactly. They were also moving the ball very well. So I don't think that equals the ball movement that he did create today. And that was all guys in 20 minutes. Yeah, he was fun out there. And I just want to say, you know what, maybe I'll let you comment on it because you understood it a little bit more about him turning down his 2-year extension or 2-year minimum contract. I'll let you get to there. But just for some notes that I had on Jenkins tonight, he had great drive to the basket. He had that first quarter buzzer beater shot, like perfectly timed. They had the flying dunk at the end of the second. And I do want to say Ivy was up and clapping for that one for body language reader. He had
body language police.
Yes, he had a 3 at the end of the third, which just helped us continue through. And then again, that amazing slam over Wolf when it was kind of like, I was kind of like, oh, don't start to this like super slow it down with 3 minutes left.
Yeah, I know. Keep pushing.
And they did that, and then the Nets just like Kelser said, they were kind of playing him for passing. And he just went straight there and just done. At first, I couldn't even see it. At first, I was like, did he miss? Did he go? I was like, how did he do that? So that was just so awesome. You saw Cade. You got everybody on the court for that. But yeah, just an overwhelmingly great game from Jenkins, and he did good. Did I say? Yeah, he didn't have any stocks tonight, which is kind of surprising to me. But he had good defense overall too. So,
yeah, man. The Pistons need to go ahead and just pay this man. From what I understand, he just wants a better deal. Yeah, I'm not worried about the situation. I do think the Pistons are going to go ahead and take care of him. We just heard Coach Bickerstaff last game say, yeah, he's going to be part of this team.
Yeah,
right. Exactly. He's going to be part of this team. So if anybody would know, he would know. I'm sure he's talking to Trajan and letting them know we got to get this done. Right. He's earned it. You know, from where he's come from. Let's not lowball. I'm not saying they are, but let's go ahead and give him what he deserves. And every game he came out tonight like, yeah, pay me what you want me. That's kind of how he came out tonight for sure. So yeah, like once again, boss, baton passing. When Cade sat down, he picked up right where he left off. Right, he kept the pace up. He's very fast with the basketball, man. He kept the pace up, kept the defense up, and set the table for guys like he usually does. You know, I love how he pushes the ball. He's got such a great handle. He's so much under control, and he's so fast. He's able to really put pressure on the defense while doing all that. So you mentioned the nice scoop. He was able to get to the lane too whenever he wanted.
Yep.
Those guys that just couldn't guard him, couldn't stay in front. easy lays, penetration off of that. The buzzer beater at the very last second got off his fingertip as with like 0.1 left on the clock. Just having great awareness. And then he showed the bunnies off twice. You mentioned in the second quarter with the right hand, and then the fourth quarter with the left hand over through traffic. So, like I said, guys, the first time I saw him, me and King saw him at that open practice of last year, and he threw down that 360 dunk off the catch from Sass off the backboard, and I'm like, whoa, who is this? Oh, wait, this is the same guy we saw from before from Summer League. I just saw him a few weeks ago. So this dude is incredible. Like go ahead and pay that man. Like we're going to need him in the second half stretch for sure. Like once Cade sits down, we're gonna need that fire, that leadership, that efficiency, taking care of the basketball, encouraging everything we want to do in every way how we want to play is how he plays the game. So I was texting Coach Hart during the game. He was like, "See, man," I'm like, "I know, bro. I already know, man. Like they need to go ahead and pay that man for sure." Yeah. So for sure. So shout out to Jeremy, man. But once again, Tank just does what he's continued to do since we've been watching him, boss. Like he looks no different from last year. His approach has been the same since last year. He's always ready. He's earned it. He's in every way, shape, or form earned this contract, getting it all the way out the mud. So go ahead and pay that man. He's earned it at this point for sure.
And then Michael clears up something here for us. Daniss can only get the minimum, unfortunately. Yes, for this year. And then the issue is that they wanted him to take them in next season. And of course he said no. So it's a negotiation thing at this point. So whether he wants either 2 years, whether he wants more time, whether he wants a 3-year contract, whether he wants, more money, he definitely wants more money on top of 2 year. That will just all be something that's negotiated. And again, that's someone I would rather pay to stay on our team than bring in someone too expensive during the trade before the trade deadline. So
I agree with Mike. Yep. They can't offer him more until he's a free agent and he's going to finish out the year conversion and then be a restricted free agent, which I'm confident the Pistons will go ahead and match whatever offer he gives anywhere else. At least I would hope so, because we're going to need him. We're going to need him.
Exactly. Especially again tonight, because he had a couple off shooting nights. And so again, just bounced back strong from that and just got back into form. It is really incredible. I think our toughest games are when it tends to be like when no one's doing well. Obviously no one's doing well, but like I said earlier, we feed off each other when we're doing good. We obviously kind of have to feed off each other when we're doing bad too. So it just goes into that whole, like, this is the team effort. And he just looked good. And I agreed with some other commenters. I thought him and Ivy looked good tonight on the floor. I thought him and Cade looked good together on the floor. I thought him and Sasser looked good together on the floor.
He really did anybody.
Anybody. So just another great game from Daniss Jenkins.
Agreed. Before we move on to our next player, I want to hit the super chat. Don't want to miss this from our guy Daryl. Says Pistons versus Nuggets or Pistons versus Thunder finals preview. So guys, who do you guys want to? Let's just say we do get to the finals this year, way ahead of schedule already. But what if we do, right? Very possible. But who would you guys like to see, the Nuggets or the Thunder? So Daryl has given us two options here. We will revisit this at the end of the show, guys. We'll give you guys time to think about it. So Daryl, stick around for those answers. You guys stick around for those answers. But let us know.
Yeah, Nuggets, Thunder, or other. If you guys think that there's a sneaky guy coming up in the West who think might get past those two guys, because the Nuggets and OKC are in the same division. Nuggets, Wolves, OKC are in the same division. That's wild to me.
Yeah,
but if it was NFL rules, it would be. If it was NFL rules, it would be anyone's game. I feel like it. But yeah, at the NBA. So I'm curious too. That's something to think on. So
yeah, good question, Daryl. Appreciate you, bro.
All right,
boss. Let's go ahead and move to JI.
Jaden Ivey. Okay.
Yeah.
Jaden Ivey played 20 minutes tonight. I'm just going to say that first. Almost 21. Super excited to see. Some of them were garbage minutes, but before that, he was at his 17-minute range. I like that they played him in a bigger chunk. That's what I wanted to see more.
I was like, let him go. Let him go
exactly.
Longer.
It's like, even if he only played, because again, there's only 3 minutes more than past games, but even if he only played 17 minutes, he had like good chunks of time, which is, I think, what he needed. And it proved true because he got better as the game went on. But anyways, he had 8 points on 3 of 9 shooting, 2 of 6 from 3. He did not shoot any free throws. He had 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 0 turnovers in 20 and a half minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, he started a little bit slow. Everyone started slow in the second, though. Like, nobody was making their shots for a while, and then once it got going, it got going. He had a block to get the rebound in the second. It not registered on here, but it seemed like a behind the back block.
Yeah.
On the Nets, he had that jam off the Cade steal, which we already talked about. In the fourth, he forced man into a double dribble with some full court pressure. He hit that corner three. He had the assist to B-ball Paul jam. He had a couple other assists, but again, they didn't go through because the guys didn't make their shots. I didn't hate. He started off a little slow, but then once he found his rhythm, he looked great. So that's just the benefit of playing a little bit longer. Not his best shooting night, but he found his shots later. He was still, that's all I can ask is to find his shots. Like he is 3 of 9, Duncan was 3 of 8, Ron was 3 of 9. Like these are guys that can all shoot. Just depends on the night they have, or at least get us points, get on the board. So I liked what I saw from Ivey tonight, and I was just happy to see him, like I said, in a big chunk of time because he did look good out there.
Derek says this was the most explosive I've seen J.I. this season. Gives me hope that he can get some of his explosiveness back this season. Yeah, I remember his fourth or fifth game back, he had a dunk. He didn't have any lift. He went up 2 hands. The lift just wasn't there, and everybody was panicking. He doesn't have any more. More and more he's showing that athleticism coming back. The explosion is definitely coming back. Like when you see him go up with one hand, off one leg, that's his signature tomahawk dunk that George always talks about, right? But the burst is coming back, the explosion is coming back, all of it's coming back. I like how they're not rushing him. The fact that he still only played 21 minutes when there was a blowout for like most of the second half tells me they are just trying to bring him back slowly. Well, it's not really a thing of, well, he's not playing up to par, so we're not going to play him in this important moment. No, even in games when the game is already in hand, and when you may want to see him just get more reps just to get more on the court time, they're still like, nope, we're just going to bring him along slow. So that kind of tells me that they're just kind of, even if they're not technically on a minute restriction, they're just really bringing him along slowly. That's what that took, because the game was over. The game was in hand, and they're still like, okay, that's enough. Come on back. You played solid. Good job. Good enough for the night. That's how it felt to me. Kevin says, I feel bad for J.I., man. That Orlando Black Magic, Orlando Black Magic got him.
It's funny.
Hope he gets it back soon. Cade was hype passing off to him for that timeout. Yeah.
They were both.
They're all hype. They all want to see him go ahead and get going. His shot was a struggle at first. And we said a few games the past couple weeks now where he kind of starts slow and really picks it up second half, and now it's kind of the case again. So good to see him still competing defensively. Wasn't really giving up much defensively, which I like to see. And then offensively, I like how he is becoming a better mover without the basketball. It was times in years past where I'll kind of see him ball watch if he didn't have the ball in his hands. And now he's just moving a lot more off ball. You see him doing a lot of cutting off of Ron Holland drives. When you see it often, Ron is driving, you see Jaden diving under the hoop or right behind him or coming across from the weak side. A lot like how D Wade and LeBron used to do. When D Wade would get downhill and he get into the lane and then LeBron's coming trailing for the dunk. That's what you're seeing with Ron and Jaden. So I like seeing that 2-man action with those two guys, just being able to get J.I. some easy buckets and just to get him flowing in the offense. So if he adds that consistent movement to his game to go along with what he can do on ball, that's going to make him a really good player. So I like how they're bringing him along and just bringing in new wrinkles, showing new wrinkles that include him in this offense where he doesn't have to always have the ball in his hands, and he can kind of do what Ausar does at times as far as just the movement, what Duncan does sometimes, coming off screens, getting up shots. So just utilizing him in different ways at this stage, I think is important. So that way when he is back full strength, he'll have all of that arsenal to kind of use and be at his best doing it.
Exactly. And, people that say, and I just appreciate that we're winning right now so that we can be patient with him, because it'd be more frustrating to be patient with the guy. Well, for some fans, not me, but if we were losing, So I still think, like I said, he started off slow. He was in there with the unit that no one was hitting. Cade wasn't hitting. Stu was turning it over. Wu had a bad interception. Like it just looked sloppy. So those were 3 or 4 of his minutes. And then when, again, just like you mentioned with the lobs, with the passes, the Wade and LeBron reference, when they're all kind of helping each other, it's when they all just really pop off. And so that is what happened. So
exactly.
I was just really, again, thrilled to see more of him. And hopefully
I feel like we're not really gonna go ahead. Finish. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, the 20-minute mark again, he got to play in some garbage time, or else I do think he would have still stayed around 17 minutes. That just seems to be where they're most comfortable with him at right now. And again, I wouldn't have been mad at that because they played him for a larger chunk. It's pulling him after 3 or 4 minutes that it's like, well, he could never develop a rhythm. And today his rhythm needed to develop more, and it did. Like, we watched it in real time. We watched him start off slow and then start hitting in all areas later on. So, so yeah, I think it'll be another valuable piece on Tuesday. So
yeah, like I said, man, I'm not in a rush for him to beat peak JI. I'm still waiting. Like I said before, guys, March. That's when I'm really looking to see and evaluate where he is as a player after being off so much time, after being off for 10 months. And a few comments kind of saying the same thing. Says, I agree with his movement off ball. He's doing what he has to do to impact the game in a positive way. With what he's got right now, could make him better Exactly. Just learning the mental aspect of the game because you have to, because the physical aspect isn't where you want it to be quite yet. Yeah. And then once you get it and then the physical returns, watch out, right? That's kind of what we're kind of getting to now. And also Drake says, honestly, the slow introduction for JI in this kind of high quality team is extremely helpful for teaching the importance of always being in the right spot. Great. Yeah. Exactly, bro. That's what it's about. You know, the athleticism, we know he's always had that. But now we're seeing him add the cerebral part to his game, the mental part to his game, the things that a lot of guys who don't have the athleticism rely on. So he has a luxury of being able to add that to his game while already having those natural gifts. So if we're patient and wait for him to get to his final form mentally and physically, that's what I'm looking to see come March more than anything. It's not going to be there right now. So it just needs time. So I'm cool with it, you know, and especially in a game where we're setting records, guys. Like, we just set the record for most points, like biggest win margin. And I don't want to hear any complaints about Jaden Ivey and what he not scoring 20 points when we just did that. Like 36-12, and we're still asking for other things from guys we don't need. So let's just focus on the team and what they're doing collectively, because that's what matters right now. And then eventually, when it comes time to evaluate and do these things, which is not right now, we can have those conversations in. So that's all I got.
Yeah, same. All I got on JI. What do you want to go to next?
Let's go to Lil Ron. Let's go to Ron Holland.
Right. Ron Holland tonight. Ron had 6 points on 3 of 9 shooting, 0 of 5 from 3. He was just letting his moment happen. He had 2 turnovers, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals in 20 minutes. Ron also had 5 fouls, and he had 3 fouls early.
5?
Yes, he ended with 5, but he had 3 fouls early, I think, in the second.
First quarter, right? First quarter.
The end of in the second. Like, he got his third.
Second?
Early second, yeah.
Early second.
So he kind of switched with Ausar. Him and Ausar switched roles a little bit tonight. He had, in the first quarter, he had that underhand scoop and score. That was just crazy. We were just like, oh, there we go. It's like, man, what are you doing? It just is always, it's never pretty, but it's always so fun. In the third, he had the steal to the dunk off of the Stew lob. There was a Stew lob. In the fourth, he had another steal and slam. So he produced points off of his own steals tonight. And I think we would have seen maybe a little bit more. He got to play later in the fourth too, but we probably would have seen a little bit more of him in the second and early third if he didn't get into foul trouble. But it wasn't detrimental to the team. His energy was still there. Again, a couple of the fouls too, they definitely could have challenged. There are a few bristles at the end that I feel like they would have challenged if it was a closer game. I think JB was just like, you still never know what can happen. I want to save these. So I wasn't mad about them. Because one of them was Sass had the 3-point shot one, but there was a couple with Ron where I was like, he didn't even touch the ball, bro. He didn't touch them. But so that gets a little frustrating for him. But yeah, zero complaints about Ron Holland and his energy. Just another guy I'm excited to see against Denver in a couple of days. But yeah, the 0 of 5 from 3, they were bad. They were all, I think it's funny. I could just remember a couple of air balls and just way off the bat. Yeah, it was not good, but these are the games you shoot them in. But I wish he could have gone.
Yeah, try to shake. Yeah. Try to get into a rhythm. Bridger says 2 kind of bad 3-point shooters: keep shooting Ron and never shoot a side.
Yeah.
Well, you definitely want to keep shooting. You definitely want to, because you want to get the reps in game. But that's the difference, I think, between those guys outside of the mechanics is just that Ron just has a willingness to shoot it, and he never lacks any confidence. He doesn't have too many games where he's 0 for 5, maybe 1 for 3, 1 for 4 at times. But I'm okay with it, man. Like I said, like I don't want him obviously going 0 for 5, but once again, he's still impacting the game on the defensive side of the ball. So, and he's not taking a bunch of like low quality threes. He's not stepping back and shooting them. Most of them, he's right in rhythm. So I'm okay with that for now, But it was definitely a tale of two halves. It was definitely a tale of two halves for Ryan.
Yeah.
He couldn't really get anything going in the first half. He was trying to give his body up. One of those fouls was a blocking foul, trying to give his body up for a charge. He was just moving a little bit, right? So he was trying to do the right things.
Exactly.
It just wasn't working out for him in the first half.
Yeah.
But second half, when he came in, he was immediately going to work defensively, just picking poor Robin clean the perimeter, getting his own offense off of his defense. So, yeah, he's not afraid of anything, man. This dude is going to go out every night and try to get in your head, get up into you, and help his team. So, and exactly, he's young. Yep. He's very, very young. So, was he 21? I think he just turned 21. So,
I think his
team is extremely young.
Oh, he might be 21.
I think he just turned 21.
He did.
He just turned 21 like 2 months ago. So, yeah, JD just turned 22. These guys are so young. It's crazy. But yeah, it was great to see that, man. Once again, I like his playmaking, even though it's not always on display in the box score. Like the way he's able to he's developing a chemistry with J.I. You're noticing it.
Yes.
The last few games I've noticed, right? Getting downhill, and because those are two great athletes. And as of right now, they're both coming off the bench and playing together. So just using their athleticism and their speed, they both can handle the ball. They both can get penetration. So Ron is doing a good job of finding him as a cutter around the rim and finding him on the perimeter and knocking down shots. So the playmaking piece is great for Ron. That's an improvement. The rebounding, getting on the glass, help side boards. We see him and Ausar doing that, just playing big on the glass, helping out Stu, in the paint, things like that when Stu's contesting. So, yeah, Ron just continues to do Ron things, man. I thought outside of the shooting, I thought he played very sound.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, and then again and then just the foul trouble, but half of it.
In the foul trouble, right? His
fault. Like I think again, a couple of those would have been challenged if the game's scenario was a little different. So,
yeah. So Ron just turned 20, boss.
Okay.
He'll be 21 in June or July. So he's extremely young.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's all I got for Ron. That's all I got.
Okay, cool.
Let's hit Javonte.
Woo. All right.
Yeah, woo. Go ahead.
Javonte had 8 points tonight on 3 of 3 shooting, 2 of 2 from 3. He had 1 turnover. That was the bad pass in the second. I remember it clearly. He had 3 rebounds and 1 assist in 19 minutes. I always like to point out he only got 1 personal foul. Like he's just really good at staying out of foul trouble.
Yep.
3 of 3. He hit the first 2 threes. One of them again was the catch from Cade, the football pass. He started our second quarter shooting with the 3 as well. So again, really nothing there to say. He 3 of 3. He played defense, got his rebounds, didn't foul. Even, got an assist up there. So, no complaints from me for Woo. Always excited to see him. He got to play some more garbage minutes in the end because he's kind of like lacked a couple minutes. Like he was 11 minutes, then like 7 minutes the past 2 games. And this one he was closer to 18. He still would have been at about like 15, I think, without garbage minutes anyways. But yeah, and then he had the interview with Natalie at halftime, I believe, and we're just talking about how cool it was to see everybody out there having fun and doing their job and just getting it done.
Yeah, totally agree. Gotta shout out our guy Tom. Detroit basketball. What up, Tom? Let us know your thoughts on this game, bro. So, Sean, do you have that line saved somewhere? I'm tripping. That's hilarious. Yeah, man. What's going on, Tom? Let us know your thoughts on this game, Brody. I thought boss, Mr. What You Need coach was back tonight. Right? He looked like himself tonight as far as including the shooting. He always plays the same way, but I thought tonight he was just he's just a good basketball player, bro. What do I always say, boss? He just does stuff.
Yeah.
Kevin said he just does everything. Yeah, he's a great connector. He just knows how to play he's also one of those guys who can play the game with anybody. Good look, Tom. Also one of those guys that can just play the game with anybody. Like we say, Daniss can play with anybody. Javonte can play with anybody. He can do a little bit of everything. I always say he's not great at anything, but he's very good at a lot of things. And so that's what makes him a really good player.
I would say he's great at defense.
He's great at defense. I agree with that. I always say he's not the best.
Man-to-man defense.
I say he's not the best at anything, but he's really, really good at a lot of stuff.
Yes.
Right. So I definitely think I agree. He's really good defender, but really good at a lot of stuff, man. He's got great instincts, great awareness, great teammate, good shooter when open. You can't leave him open. Yeah, his stroke was back tonight for sure. When he's in that corner, I expect that to fall.
Same.
Every time. Even though it's not going to. I expect that to, he clocks in, bro, and just does his job. And it looks the same way every game, regardless of the box score. You never have Javonte leaving a game and you're upset about how he played. Even if he's not shooting well, you're still like, good stuff, Javonte. Good stuff, Will. Right?
Yeah.
So biggest dub for sure. JD, Ausar, Cade. You already know, Tom. Yeah, man. That's all I got on Javonte, man. Like, he just, once again, the difference was just his shooting percentage.
Yeah.
That was it. Everything else that he did tonight is what he always does. The things that he can't control, every game, he controls those. So that's all you can live with. So fun.
Yeah, that's all I have to do.
Me too. All right, boss. Let's go to, we got a few more. Let's go to Beef Stew. Let's go to Dog Pound Senior. Isaiah Stewart.
All right. So Isaiah Stewart tonight had 9 points on 3 of 6 shooting, 0 of 1 from 3, 3 of 4 from the free throws. He had 1 turnover. He had 1 rebound, 1 assist, and 1 block. The assist was the lob to Ron in that breakaway slam.
Yep.
He checked in the first and immediately scored. Just the impact.
Yeah.
And I firmly believe a lot of the reason why we went on there's basically 9-minute total. There's a 6-minute stretch and like a 4-minute stretch, almost a 10-minute total stretch of Nets not scoring in this game. Because I think Stu and Duren, both their presence had a great deal to do with that. They weren't letting anything easy, nothing easy. You had to work for it against them. So the Nets are also really great at acting. The one foul where he threw a guy to the ground, it was Deron Sharp. It's like Stu was like, I thought we were gonna tussle. I didn't think that you would fly to the ground. Stu obviously had his arms. He's like, any other big guy usually would be in here with me. So, just another solid effort from Stu. Again, 50% shooting. It's just incredible what we shot tonight. I mean, the majority of guys were above 50%. So, just huge there. He had a nice slam as well. Just got it done. So, can't complain. Another one I just cannot complain about. Isaiah Stewart.
Same. Todd said if Stu was $300, he'd be an MVP player, no cap. I mean, yeah, bro. It's crazy the things he's doing at 6'8", right? Like, if everybody had his motor and his dedication to the game and just being a student of the game and watching film and just a worker that's what he is. He's just a worker. He's always going to try to get better, to add more things to his game, improve his craft. Everybody don't have that mindset. Right. Everybody doesn't have that. Like, if he didn't have that, he wouldn't be nearly the player he is, right? Because you could say he's not as gifted athletically as a lot of guys in this league, but he doesn't care about that. He still finds ways to be effective because he just works his tail off, and he's going to get as close to his ceiling, his potential ceiling as he can get to it. So, if he had that, it'd be insane, but it's crazy to say he doesn't even need that. With this game, he was great. I thought he protected the rim. You mentioned it, making guys think twice. We see that often where guys, they may get a step on the perimeter and they see Stu lurking, and instead of putting a shot up, they're trying to pump fake and pivot and not to turn the ball over. And that's not a block. That's not a stock. No box score stuff. Yeah. But that's still impact. That's what he does. And I also like how this team is becoming more and more interchangeable. Like, of course you see, Cade lob to JD, but then you'll see the JD throw ahead to Cade. Right, you'll see the Ron lob to Stu. Now you're seeing the Stu lob to Ron. Like, you're seeing these guys all just know how to play off of each other in different ways. It's not like it's got to be one way all the time. That's how you become hard to guard. Yeah, everybody can do things for each other, and it doesn't always look the same. But you got opposite guys doing things than what you're used to seeing. That makes you very hard to guard. It's like, who's gonna do what on this play? They can run the same play and have two guys run it the opposite way, and it looks totally different. Like, when you got guys doing that kind of stuff, you become so unpredictable offensively, and it makes you really hard to guard. And I'm just seeing more of that interchangeable play between guys, where you normally see this guy do it, but now you're seeing the opposite guy. It's just like, wow, these guys are really playing team basketball. And just making the right play, regardless of who has the ball in their hands, regardless of who's doing it. They're all just doing it and getting it done. That's very, very important for a championship level team.
it just reminds me so much of the going to work team, the 04 Pistons that I grew up with. Because it's like Tajon can hit corner threes, and you also know he's going to block shots. And Rip Hamilton can hit a mid range, but you also know he's going to get steals. Like it's just everyone produces on both ends. And as they grow together, and as there is even more cohesion and just more confidence. And confidence is just so huge in this too, being first in the East and continuing to win. Like then you get Isaiah Stewart, throwing up lobs and completing them. You get him in the paint, and like Heisenberg said, like it's almost automatic. You think he's going to make it because of it's a hook shot or it's a dunk. Like he gets the job done. So I just really love that you brought that up because I just agree. We've seen it with Duren. I talked about needing his defense to improve earlier in the season, and now he's going up for blocks and he's getting 10 rebounds a game. So they're all just really pulling their weight. And even Duncan Robinson is like, even when he's not 100, he's the one that's targeted. He's still he continues to put up a stock a game. It's been a couple games in a row now, quite a few. I'll have to look into it, where he's had a steal. That's really cool.
Right, exactly. Everybody's doing it. Heisenberg, I agree. He says Beef is getting to the point where every time he gets the ball in close, I feel like he's going to make it. We just talked about that. I think Heisenberg was here. We talked about that too. Like I never thought at any point early in his career, he didn't have this touch, guys, around the rim with either hand. Like he looks as good now with his left hand as he did his second year with his right hand around the rim. Like it's incredible. He says he's approaching Kevin McHale level. Really? Listen, I'm not saying it's not. Kevin McHale is one of the best post players ever. Like as far as his footwork, you could put Hakeem Olajuwon up there, but Kevin McHale is right up there with those guys. So that is high praise from. I know Heisenberg knows what he's talking about too, because he's been around. He didn't watch Boston back in the day with the Pistons, so he knows. I'm just thinking about it. I'm like, I could see him approaching that level a couple years from now. That's Kevin right. I'm not mad at that, bro. The touch, the timing, the footwork, the using his body. The timer he has in his head to know when he's approaching that 3-second limit to where he has to get the ball up or get it out and get out of the way. Like, I'm not mad at that Heisenberg. Now that I think about it more, I kind of feel that.
I have a question for you about McHale. Was he that way from the start, or when did his really peak? Because Isaiah Stewart's still young. He's only 25, I believe.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be honest with you. I saw McHale from 89 on. I mean, like live. I was like 3 or 4, right? But I remember him. He wasn't as good as he was. I think when he came in, he's always been a pretty good offensive player. He had more to his bag than Stu had to his bag coming into the league. I'll put it that way. So I think Stu's progression has been better. Okay. Because I don't think anybody saw Stu being what he is now. From the place like the jump, I think Stu's had a bigger jump. If you know what I mean. He's had a bigger jump. McHale, I think he's always had that natural ability, that natural touch. I don't think Stu's always had that. And I think that's the difference. So I see where you're going with that. It's a good point.
Yeah. I was just curious because I'm just, he is, even though Stu, it might feel like he's older because he is our longest tenured player. He's been with us through everything these past 5 years, 6 years. So I think we have to like humble ourselves and remind ourselves like this guy is still 5 years younger than some of the best he's going up against.
24.
So, that's
24
crazy.
years old. Isn't that crazy? Like our older statesman from the beginning of this iteration, this team is 24 years old. It's crazy. Yeah, Sean, he's 24, bro. So like that's why I love this though, because all of our guys, like we can grow with all of these guys. That's the beauty of it. The window of opportunity that we have down the line is so big because these guys are young, but they're all around the same age.
Yeah, exactly.
Ron is 20. He's the youngest, and Stu is 24. It ain't like he's 20 and he's 31, or you know what I mean? To where it's like this window is like these guys are still nowhere near their peak, any of them. Right. We're already looking down at the Eastern Conference. Yeah, that's why we're not worried about just 1 year.
The Eastern Conference, who the two teams behind us, the Knicks and the Celtics, their stars are 28 and older.
Exactly.
Or 3 years on our guys.
So we can really dominate the East going forward if we can keep these guys together for a long time. Yeah. Which is once again what Trajan Langdon and JB are trying to build, because that's what we were in 2002 through 2008. And that's what we were with the bad boys from 87 to 91. Like it's the same thing happening all over again. So good stuff, man. Yeah. Exciting times right now.
Yes.
That's all I got. Let's get to some quick comments about that Mikal conversation.
Okay.
Kevin says, I never thought Stu would develop into same, bro, on either end. Derek says, no one had better touch around. Yes, bro. Mikal was a monster, bro. I always put like him and Hakeem Olajuwon in the same. I have Hakeem above as far as footwork and touch around the rim and finishing just naturally. But I got Mikal right there. I got him right there. Charles Barkley has always said that his toughest cover ever was Kevin McHale.
Yeah.
Right. So Kevin McHale was a monster. He gets overshadowed because he played with Larry Bird. But he was a beast, man. He was tough. So I definitely think that's a great comparison. I think Stu he's going to continue. That's the thing. Stu's going to keep getting better too. He's going to continue because his game isn't predicated off of being a leaper or it's off of his IQ. So his IQ is going to continue to get better as he gets 26, 27, 28, 29. Still not relying on that athleticism, just polishing his game. So yeah. It's good stuff. Okay, cool. That's all I got. Anything else on that, boss?
No, that's it.
One more thing. The text. You told me the text. You got to be careful now. He's got 11 texts now.
Okay, yes.
11?
So he has 11 texts, guys. He had a good, I feel like 6 weeks of no texts, and then he's gotten like 3 or 4 in the past couple. Yeah, and he's out to 11. Once you get your 16th, you're suspended for a game.
Yeah.
So someone asked earlier, I saw you way up early in the chat. I forgot who it was. Remind me if you just comment again. But they asked about it because they're like, do you think before All-Star break he'll break that? Do we think we'll get to the playoffs? I think it's a little bit of a wake-up call for him. Like he tends to go just like Ron. They tend to go in like little spurts of it. I would hope that he doesn't get any more so that we can rely on him. He doesn't get suspended in the playoffs. I also can see him, if he does get suspended before the playoffs, just kind of like Rudy Gobert's already been suspended this season. And I don't think he's gotten a text since. So I think he can kind of, that might be a little bit of a wake up call. I prefer for him either to get none. I maybe go in with 14 out of 16 going into the playoffs at worst case scenario,
Yeah.
That's how I feel. Or get it done and over with, get a suspension before the playoffs and try not to do it again. But he has to be careful of that.
You got to be careful. You're right. You said that a few months ago, boss. Go ahead.
Well, a few months ago, but just like in a couple streams ago, I feel like, because it suddenly started happening again. It wasn't an issue for a while, and now it's an issue again. And so he just has to not, let these guys. But to be fair to him, the refs tonight were very quick on their tech whistle.
Yeah.
Both coaches, they were very quick to it. So he didn't do anything egregious or really stupid, except I think just talk. Yeah. So as long as he just, stops that, it'll be a little bit better. But it's something to look out for, because it's definitely not something that we want to deal with. We missed him a lot in the playoffs last year, obviously.
100%.
We missed him against the Knicks, so we don't want him to have to miss him because of this catching up to him. So
right, 100%. Yeah, that's the only thing. It's just the availability piece is we're gonna need him for every game. We can't afford to miss a game here, a game there in the playoffs when you only get 7 max.
Yeah,
right? That could be the difference in you winning a series, losing the series, is not having one of your best defensive players on the court. Right, so just something I'm sure he's aware of it. I'm sure they're making him aware of it and keeping him aware of it. I'm sure he knows the number. The coaches all know the number. But yeah, 5 more, and that's when it starts. So just got to keep an eye on that for sure.
I'm curious about this too. How many texts JB have this year? Because he did have the most last year for the coaching staff, and it's another thing where it feels like it's been happening a lot more recently. So and then Michael says, I'm pretty sure the texts don't carry over into the playoffs. I'd be surprised if that's true, but.
Okay.
Maybe I'll look into it, but I think that's also just kind of the motivation. But that could be true. Dylan Brooks has 14. He's been riding 14 for a while too. Because he got that one against us in the first matchup 3 weeks ago, and Carter was talking about he was surprised that he still was at that number. So it's curious.
Yeah. So we'll see, man. We'll definitely see how that plays out. Boss, we got a few more guys we want to get to. Just because some guys got some bump tonight. Let's go to Marcus Sasser. How did he look tonight in this game?
Man, he looked good out there. I was excited to see him because we didn't see him in garbage time last time. Right. He's just just a player I've loved since I've known about him since he's been here. So Marcus Sasser had 10 points on 4 of 6 shooting, 2 of 4 from 3, no turnovers. no rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 steals in 15 minutes. And I know it was garbage time, but like that. So what's most impressive to me about that is that he did play a little bit more. He played 15 minutes. So it wasn't just garbage time. He was in there for a little bit longer when we still had the big lead. But the steals just goes to show that they, again, weren't going to let the Nets still get around them easy just because they had their deep bench in. Like they were still going to play to his ability. 4 assists is just crazy. That's the second most behind Cade for this game. The 10
points minutes is insane.
Yeah, he scored a basket right away, and then he missed a few, and then he hit those 2 threes. Hit the far 3. I just love it, and it's clear as day that all Pistons fans love him as well. So just another guy that we didn't get to see at the start of the season because of injury. And since he's been back and get in the minutes that he gets, he just completely takes advantage of it. I mean, we had 5 guys in double digits tonight, and he's one of them. Like,
wow,
that's awesome.
I know some of you guys were asking to see more of him too. So
yes, and I'm that way as well. And I feel like I was looking at his defense too. He did good defense. He did a great job staying in front of guys, even though the majority of them are bigger than him. Like and again, could come away with 3 steals. That's the defense that I like from him, because we've had this conversation a lot about his size. But when you're that size and you can pull away stocks like that, that's what makes you still able to be out there when we need offense and defense. So just love seeing Sass tonight.
I agree. I want to do some quick comments about the tech situation. Devon says they don't carry over. Remember, Draymond has 16 in the playoffs.
Okay.
Ethan says last time I remember Draymond in the final, I'm pretty sure that was just a playoff total. And I just looked it up. They reset to 0. Okay, cool. So that's a bonus.
All right, then I'm not worried. I'm not worried because we're sitting so high ahead. It would just suck if, like, for some reason Celtics or Knicks closed in and he was sitting on being close and we were playing them or something, But now I'm totally not worried about it. So thank you.
Yeah. Good looking out, y'all. Yeah, I thought Sass was good, man. Like we know what he can do offensively, man. He comes in, gets buckets. I do think you make a good point about the defense. In certain situations is what I worry about. But when he's able to be pesky like he usually is, he's always going to play hard. He's always going to stay in front. You don't see guys going by his ass. You've seen guys trying to body him or post him, but not really just perimeter, just getting by him, penetration and stuff like that. So, yeah, I'm not mad at that, man. I don't know if he's going to continually get it, because it seems like now we're trying to get to a point of just being able to shorten the rotation and go with something consistent. We played 10 guys, I think. Well, in meaningful minutes, we played 10 guys the last 4 or 5 games consistently. And it's been the same 10 guys, right? So I just think they're trying to go with that. I think in games when we're just stuck in the mud offensively and we're not able to get anything going, is when you'll see them, try to go to a Sass to get you be a spark plug, points off the bench, something like that. So, but either way, it's good to have a guy like him that you can go to in situations when, you're struggling to score and stuff like that. So I'm glad to have him. I'm glad he's here.
Yeah, exactly. So he's someone that, for the past few years, he has just been kind of off our bench guy. So he's always kind of like someone I want us to grow with the team. But again, when you have guys like Jenkins and other guards just like kind of step up, it's like, where's your fit? He's just going to be, I saw a post today on Instagram that it was like this person's opinion about who they think is the most underrated player on the team, on every NBA team. And they picked Sass for us. And I think that's completely true, because I think it's more about, he just doesn't get a lot of minutes because of the guys we have right now. And then also if he ever is a consistent, player, in starting minutes or big minutes, he is going to be a threat. Like, he is a very good NBA player. So I think some people, not us, I know everyone here has always kind of been a fan of Sass. I don't see anybody ever selling Sass short. And Greg Kelser even said it, I think, when Sass was in, it's like a Sass, Ivy, Javonte, Ron, Stu lineup, I believe. And he's like, this could be a starting unit. And we've talked about that
at the end of the game.
That in this season, like, really any of these guys, anyone on our team right now could be in the starting unit, which is awesome.
Crazy to say, right? Yeah, 100%. 100%, man. So good for him to get the opportunity again, come in and do what he does best, which is just come in, get buckets, give us a boost, and just to get some bump, because he hadn't played in a while. So it's good to see that. Yeah. Easily the best handles on the team. He's up there. I don't know if he has the best. I would say
Jenkins.
I would say him and the two best friends, him and Daniss Jenkins, I would say have the best handle to where, and not only mean just as far as being able to do things with the ball, but as far as just having control of it and not getting turned over, not getting stripped, stuff like that. I think, I would say those two are probably the two best.
Yeah, because I like Cade's handles too, but that's still an issue with him when he gets into the paint sometimes is being stripped of the ball. But I trust Jenkins and Sass for sure. So I agree with that sentiment.
Sasser is just very polished.
Yes.
Like his game is just very polished. Just the way he plays is everything is with intention. Everything is crisp. It just he's got great form on the shot. Like he's just a professional. You could tell he spent a lot of time, a lot of hours in the gym just working on his individual game. Right, just drill work, just pounding away at it. So I think that's his strength for sure. It's just he's a very polished basketball player. Period. Right. So and he's a bucket getter. He's very talented. Just putting the ball in the hoop. You know, to be 6 feet 6'1" and be able to score the way he does is not easy. Right. No comparison. But when I played, I was never the tallest. I knew how tough it was trying to get shots up over guys who had a foot on me. Right. So his ability to be able to just put the ball in the hoop at ease at this level is extremely impressive. It doesn't get enough credit because of how deep we are.
Exactly. And I just want to say this real quick with Blackhawks. Sasser was the only player on our team that didn't get a board, played great though. I just want to mention that because again, everyone on the team got an assist, everyone on the team scored today, and everyone except Sass got a rebound, but I play him for 2 more minutes and he probably would have because he's
right
there too. So yeah. Yeah, just really.
That's definitely true, Sean. Yeah, it's always easier when you're closer to the ground. I mean, that's
true too.
Yeah, that's just part of it, right? For sure. Yeah. And Kev says the only thing is that he can be targeted on the defensive end because of his size. That was where I was at too. That's my only gripe. But I haven't really seen it that much. It's usually just when we play big teams. When I see that.
And he makes up for it. Like I said,
guard lineup, stuff like that. Yeah, but I agree. Yeah, for sure. All right. Boss, that's all I have for Sass. Let's go to B-Ball Paul, our last guy of the night.
And I just want to say, too, guys, last guy of the night because, like, Chaz, Bobby, none of those guys were eligible tonight. They're not even on the eligible roster for DMP. So that's why we didn't see any minutes from them. I think they were just probably for a cruise game is where they were at or why they were seated. But everybody that was eligible and ready to play, active to play tonight did. So anyways, B-Ball Paul. Wow. Okay. So he had 4 points on 2 of 3 shooting. He had 4 rebounds, 1 assist, and no stocks, but in just 8 minutes, 8.5 minutes.
Per use.
The jam off of an Ivy assist. He missed an assignment. I don't know if you saw this. He missed a defensive assignment, and we were up 49. And he's just going, my bad. He's like apologizing to his teammates. My bad, guys. I'm so sorry. We're up 49.
Yeah.
So that tells you that like he's taking it seriously. He's not. He missed that assignment because he genuinely missed it, not because he was being lazy or not trying. Or else he would just be like, whatever. We're up 49. Who cares? He was just definitely like that's on me. And they're probably like, okay, Paul. So I just love to see that from him. Again, just 4 points and 4 boards and an assist in 8.5 minutes. Like he's a rebound magnet. Like it's like Duren had the most rebounds at 10, and then Cade Jenkins, who both played 20 minutes or more, got 4 rebounds, and then Paul Reed, who played 8.5 minutes, got 4 rebounds. So always exciting to see B-Ball. I'm so happy he got minutes tonight. I have nothing bad to say. He's just so clutch. And someone mentioned it earlier too. If Stu gets into technical foul trouble, we got B-Ball Paul. You know?
Exactly. So, exactly. Yeah. And and we said it before. That's why we want to see that 2 big lineup eventually, right? As far as JD and Stu is because of the defensive side and the transition side, and getting one shot and getting stops and no offensive boards, obviously, but just getting the chance to get Paul Reed in there too to continue that on. I feel like he. In a sense, it's kind of like what Daniss Jenkins is to Cade. It's like when he comes in, he just continues that same pace. There's no drop off when he comes to the game, right? So just to give him an opportunity, I think he's earned some minutes. I mean, it's like every time it's hard because you got so many guys, right? Trying to shorten the rotation now. It's hard to integrate guys back into the rotation. Yeah. But it's just nice to know that like a few guys on this team, when your number is called, if and when the team needs you, they can count on you. And he's definitely a guy that the Pistons can count on for sure.
Yeah. And I just want to say too today, just overall, we only had 6 turnovers and a lot of them were early. Like I remember us going through a little turnover phase. So only 6 turnovers. We caused 23. on the Nets. The Nets had 23.
Wow.
So just to have like a record-breaking night after people are like, we're really letting people get career highs against us, like Dylan Brooks, like to have a record-breaking night like tonight, it just speaks so high to just where this team is going. And again, we needed this win after, people might have, I don't know. I'm curious to hear what the criticism would be if this was a close game, if we didn't pull them out by 50, if we only won by 15. Like we've been playing really good teams and still winning. We criticize those wins, and then we have these big teams, so it's like we're still winning against good and bad. So it just goes again to show that it's kind of working all over the league. And Tuesday will be a test for sure. But
100%.
Yeah,
so let's get to that. Right. Let's talk about that. So we know, guys, the Pistons, they are now currently in the midst of their 4-game homestand. They got 3 more games at home, like we talked about. And they will look to continue their winning ways against the Denver Nuggets this Tuesday. We know we just beat the Nuggets last week, but that was without the Joker. So they are going to look slightly different this time around with Joker there. He had that hyperextended knee injury, boss. I believe, right?
Yes.
So, okay, and he was out for about a month, so he will be back in the lineup. So that is going to be an interesting game. And before I let you take off, boss, some comments here talking about, let me find them. There was a few comments with regard to MPJ, since we're talking about Denver, that I wanted to get to. Devon says, it's a short on here, and it's about why Joker, I guess he's saying YouTube. There's a short on YouTube, and it's about why Joker wanted MPJ gone. Y'all seriously need to go watch that. And then Torch Lord said, I haven't seen it. He said, I did look that up, Devon. It is concerning. So I just wanted to get your thoughts, boss. I haven't seen it. If you guys can put the link in the comment section of this video when this is over, that'd be helpful. So I can go see it myself. So boss can see it. She probably don't need it. She know.
I'll tell you guys straight up just my concerns. And I get why people want him. So biggest concern off of why, because I've told myself, like, I'll remain optimistic if they bring him here. But I mentioned at the start of the show, Cade gets paid $46 million a year. Michael Porter Jr. wants to be paid $40 million a year. That means that we would not be able to pay any of these young guys. We want Duren to extend. He's a contract. I would rather pay Duren. I'd rather pay Jenkins. I'd rather pay these guys than MPJ. We can bring in the same caliber shooting for way cheaper. Also, he's a number 1 option on the Nets. He was a number 3 option on the Nuggets. That's why I think his stats look better this year, because he is allowed to throw up whatever shot he wants to make. I watched him shoot us out of a playoff game, because he just takes the same corner threes expecting it to go in. It gets frustrating after a while, and I just don't. And so again, and he needed to be motivated, like the video goes into with Jokic. He also has a lot of personal drama, a couple brothers in jail from DUIs and killing some people in Denver. And then he have this podcast stuff. People complain about Malik having drama coming back. Nothing near MPJ. So I just don't think it's worth it. And I feel like you guys can get excited about MPJ's season, but if you haven't watched him for 9 years on the Nuggets like I have, if you haven't followed up with other things, if you're just watching box scores, if you're just watching his highlight nights, like you guys saw what the Nets are. You guys saw what kind of team the Nets are tonight.
Yeah.
It's easy to score 20 points a game when the rest is that. And even if MPJ was playing tonight and scored 30 points, we'd still win by 20. Yeah.
So, it's similar to Cam Thomas from last year on the same team.
Yeah. And again, like, I'm not going to change your mind, because a lot of you guys, have your opinions and you're firm on them, as you should. But I just want you to consider, like, this is a guy that we have to pay a lot, who doesn't play defense, who's also injury prone, and he doesn't, it's not consistent. It's not consistent. It may seem consistent because of the team he's on, but it's not consistent. And he doesn't make good decisions on the basketball floor. I'm sorry. But so that's just my biggest thing. And if they did acquire him, I will stay optimistic about it. I just have, my biggest worries are the money. And someone called me ma'am in here saying that we'd be under the cap, but that's for this season, not next season. Right. Not for the guys they want to extend.
Exactly.
Not for Ausar, not for JD. Ausar is also coming up on his extension. So again,
year.
I'd rather pay those people than MPJ when we can get a shooter for much cheaper, even with just our TPE money. But yeah, the lack of defense, the money, and then I really do think that he's not a type of guy I think you can just drop into this team and it wouldn't affect the chemistry.
Yeah.
I think he would absolutely affect the chemistry in a negative way. Those are my personal opinions, and I could be wrong. I think I'm right on at least 2 out of 3. So
okay. Well, like I said, you've watched him more than anybody else, right? So that's why I don't ever push back, because I know how much you care about that team. Your second favorite team, since our firing with your favorite team, but I know you have a pulse.
Oh, I just want to say real quick to this, to everyone else that missed it too, is that MPJ literally talked about how a family member died. Like, he's not out because of trades.
Right.
A death in the family. And if he lied about that, that'd be psycho. So
and it'd be another reason why I wouldn't hear one of you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But yes, Heisenberg says she has me convinced we don't want. Yeah, I'll be sure. I'm screaming. I'm dead. Not I'll be sure. I'm screaming. That's hilarious. All right, man. I just wanted to get that out there because there's a lot of discourse about him. So we'll see what happens this coming Tuesday when we take on the Denver Nuggets. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be nice seeing JD going against one of the top bigs in the league. Stu, DPOY candidate battle against one of the top bigs in the league. We're going to see a very different Denver Nuggets team than what we saw this past game, because the focus defensively is going to have to shift from Jokic or from Jamal Murray to Jokic, and now Murray's going to have more room and more space and opportunity to do things because there's going to be less attention on him. So we'll see how that goes.
And today, Christian Braun was also upgraded from out to doubtful for their game against OKC. I'm guessing he would stay at doubtful or questionable. We still might not see him. But if you guys don't know Christian Braun, him and Jokic, so there was Cade and Duren were in second place last year for most lob connections, and in first place were Jokic and Christian Braun. So he works. It would be if he did come back, it'd be his first game back, limited, and I don't know if he would show out. But Jokic just had a limited game. They're keeping Jokic, by the way, at 24 minutes right now. I don't know what it was. They were kind of split at 24 for him, 24 for Val, who did give JD a hard time when they were in Denver. So it would still be interesting. They're currently playing the OKC. It's about to be halftime. If you guys want to catch that on Peacock, it's OKC and Nuggets. OKC's up by 9 right now. But anything can happen.
I'm going to go watch that then.
But yeah, I say you guys watch it too, just to scout for next game. I want to hear your game plans. And also before we go, we should talk down. I appreciate you. But again, it's not BS. It's people's opinions. But I'm going to give mine. And I think I know. I know a little bit more about the MPJ situation than most, being someone who's also gone to Denver games and been tapped into their stuff. But we were going to go back to that super chat question. Who do we think that we would win? Who would win in the finals? Pistons, Nuggets.
Real quick before we do that, because I want to do that, but I want to get to this first from Devereaux says, "Who you got Tuesday, boss? Who you got?"
Oh man, I mean, after a game, I guess I would have to go watch the second half of this game, but it can really be anyone. I think if like Duncan and Jenkins stay hot like this, if our shooting stays hot, like they kind of fell off in Denver, I think it's us because we're the better defensive team. And if we can keep up with shooting, like Denver just had runs during that game when we went cold, and that's what got them back into it. Otherwise, we maintained a double-digit lead. So I'm still going to pick us.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would say it depends on if we can turn them over, because I feel they're the better half-court team than we are.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
They're a better half-court team. Right?
But look, Cade, we saw Cade and JD practicing their Jokic impressions with long court. They're like, hey, they're just practicing it because they're going to switch it up on Tuesday. They're going to be like, look, Jokic, we can throw it full court too.
So that's what's going to come down to. Are we able to turn them over? I think they're the best half-court team in the league just because of that two-man game with Jokic and Murray as of right now, right? So, and they've been there before. They're very well-oiled machine on offense, right?
Yeah.
So I think what we saw from them last game is going to be a little bit different this time around. And I think if we're able to speed the game up, right? If we're able to speed the game up and get up and down and get easy hoops, then we can win the game. But if we don't, it's going to be tough. Yeah. So I'll have a pulse on how this game might go by the first quarter, just by how the tempo, if we're dictating it, if we're able to really, impose our will with our defense and turn them over. If we do that early, I'm going to have a lot of confidence that we can pull this game out. But if we don't, it's going to be tough. So that's kind of, I'm not going to say who I think is going to win, because I think it's going to come down to that. So I think once I see that, I'll know, but we'll see.
Yes.
We'll see. All right, let's get to Go ahead.
Two questions real quick. Can Nuggets beat OKC? They took them to 7 in the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
Again, I haven't watched the game tonight, so I don't know yet. I'll let you know. And then just this one too, real quick. How many more games until we got to decide on Jenkins? I had to step away from the stream. We all talked about him. I think it's 3.
3 more, I think.
3?
Yeah, but we should see some motion soon, I think.
Yeah, and like we said, he did turn down the 2-year minimum, but JB also said around at the last press conference that he's going to be with us and earn it. He's just done negotiating, and the Pistons lowballed him, but like not in like a, I wouldn't say rude way. They just did it because that's where they start, and then they got to hear kind of what Jenkins wants, and then they go from there. That's how negotiating.
They're gonna take care of him. I'm not worried about that. He's too valuable at this point.
Yeah,
and them outwardly saying that now gives me confidence even more, so that they're gonna take care of him.
Oh yeah.
All right, boss. Absolutely. Yes, for sure. That's going to be a home game. We got 3 more home games in a row after this one. 4-game home.
Hey, you guys got to go. Let me know if you guys go. The Nuggets are fun to watch too. So
yeah. So back to that question though, then we'll get out of here. Who would you guys rather play in the finals between the Denver Nuggets and the OKC Thunder? Boss, who would you rather play in the finals? Would you rather see OKC or would you rather see Denver, this iteration of Denver?
And this is just coming from not like a personal place either. I would rather see OKC because I think Denver does very well in the playoffs. Like OKC is like, obviously they're the reigning champs. Like they're a very good team, but like Denver, when they won their championship, they were like 5th in the West. Like they do better in postseason games than they do in regular season. Like, so you know how some teams fall off in postseason, like they don't. So I would pick Denver, or so I pick OKC to play. I also just want to call out Heisenberg too because he threw in Rockets. So I just want to throw in that he threw in Rockets.
Okay.
They are kind of back on an uptick. They're tough.
It's a bad matchup for us, I think.
I would rather have, exactly, bad matchup for us. If it's against us, I'd rather have OKC or Denver, to be honest, than Houston. But I would pick OKC.
Yeah, I will pick OKC too. I think at least as of right now, it's hard to say because we really haven't seen Jokic this year. How we look against Jokic this year, I feel like we would do a better job slowing down Shea than we would slowing down Jokic.
Okay,
if that makes right, just because we have so many perimeter guys that have shown they can guard him pretty well. We already saw what Ausar did last year when he's just throwing the ball back at him on jump shots, and he's able to play really good defense. And I think Ron can do that. I think we have a lot of guys who could just kind of put bodies on him and make things tougher. Jokic is hard, man. Like it's not a lot of, like, we've seen him make the 4-time DPOY and Gobert look silly.
Yeah.
And listen, I think Stu is a better defender than Gobert, but the point is just that it's sometimes, good offense just beats good defense. Right. And I also think the Nuggets are better. I think the Nuggets are more like us in the fact that they know how to win close games. We see the Thunder blowing teams out in the regular season, blowing them out, and it's not even a game, similar to how we did tonight. Come playoff time and come close, crunch time and close games, it looks a little bit different. The games look a little bit different. The execution has to be there. It's a totally different game. And I've seen Denver time and time again just win those close games. Just find ways to win. And on top of the fact that, like OKC, they're champions. Yeah, they've been there. They've been there, done that, and they've been in championship runs. Even when they didn't win, they've been right there. Eastern Conference Finals, just right there. They've always been there. So I think that championship pedigree, along with that big dude over there in Joker, and they still got Jamal Murray. Now they're deeper. They got Peyton Watson. They got Brown. They got the other Brown who returned after winning a championship, and they got Pickett. They got a lot of guys, man. So I think the X factor would just be Joker, like he's one of one.
That's
how we look against him. Go ahead.
And I know that Shea's an MVP, but like Joker can do it all. See Shea's an incredible scorer. Yep. He finds his shot. It's almost just, it's kind of like Kevin Durant, like it's automatic. You're just like, oh, that's going in. But you don't see him posting double doubles or triple doubles. Like we got Nikola Jokic out here doing everything to make sure his passes are elite, and he can. And so, but I get a lot of you are split. All your points are valid.
I get it. Yeah.
Like OKC's 3-point shooting is incredible. Their youth would also give us a problem. I just think, like, for some reason, I just feel like Denver's scary. And we haven't seen OKC yet. So maybe once we play them and we play the Spurs, we actually have a tough kind of, like, after All-Star break, we have like the Knicks and the Spurs and the Thunder. I'm just like, ew, like this sucks. That's going to be tough. But once we see a couple of games, we'll have a more idea on it. But I just could never count again. Like the OKC went to 7 with the Nuggets, and then they went to 7 with the Pacers.
Yeah.
The Nuggets, I think, are just a little bit more. Again, something about playoff Jamal Murray. They've now also added depth too that they didn't have in previous years. Like there wasn't a backup center for Jokic. They had Dario Saric, who and they had DeAndre Jordan. Like now they have Val. Just the way that they're coming in a little bit hotter. And, we've seen lately the Thunder kind of go on a downward streak. J-Dub hasn't had the season he had last year. Yeah. They still have really good other talent like AJ Mitchell and Cason Wallace. Like it's all a lot.
It's a great question.
Personally, I would hope that they somehow got like knocked out by anyone else. The Wolves. Right. I'll take the Wolves. Someone said
matchup problem for them. For sure. But I think the biggest point you made was just that they almost beat the champion last year without a healthy Aaron Gordon in Game 7. Without the depth that they have now. They still almost went to the finals with that team. Yeah. AG is going to be healthy. They're much deeper now. I think if they play the Thunder in the West, they're not losing to the Thunder. Yeah. Not this year. Not with the additions they have. And not with them being healthy.
I don't know about the game right now, but
yeah, let's get up out of here so we can go catch the rest of this. And so y'all can go catch the rest of this.
It's halftime right now. I'll let you guys know real quick. It's halftime. It's 62-55 Thunder. That's still the 7.
Where are they playing at?
They're playing here. They're playing here.
They playing Detroit? Yeah. Okay. So it's a home game for Denver. And AG is out, right? Aaron Gordon's not playing.
AG is out and Cam Johnson's still out. I know that Murray and Watson were probable, but Jokic is he did start tonight. He hasn't had his best game, but P. Watson's putting up a game right now, Valanciunas. Yeah. So and they have Timmy Hardaway Jr., who's
they got THJ over there, guys.
He's 6th man of the year talk right now, the way he's doing it in Denver. And it also is because he's gotten a lot more minutes with the injuries. So that was just of course he was benefit. I don't want you guys to think he is doing better this year with the Nuggets than he was with us, but it's also just different scenarios, different circumstances. So and Christian Brown is out as well, but he was upgraded to doubtful today. So I'm guessing he'll be upgraded.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't think that he'll be back on Tuesday, but he was upgraded. So you just never know.
Wow. Fun fact. Did you guys know that Tim Hardaway Jr. is 20th all time in 3-pointers made?
All time.
THJ is 20th all time in 3-pointers made. That's crazy. Amazing. That's crazy. So I just wanted to point that out. That's some pretty good company, and he fits perfectly with how they want to play over there. I mean, he did with us too, to be honest, last year. We could use him right now, but that's another piece that they now have that they didn't have last year. And they still took the Thunder 7 games without him, without Aaron Gordon. Yeah. So that's what I got. Isn't that crazy, Devin? That's wild. That's wild.
And
go ahead, boss.
I just for you guys, that I'm a Nuggets fan. Jamal Murray also has his first All-Star bid. And another fun fact. This is the first time Jokic has had an All-Star on his team.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Like we talk about Cade. This is the first time Cade is going with an alt, right? But that's wild. That's wild.
Aaron Gordon has never been an All-Star. Jamal Murray just got his bid.
That just shows you how good he is, man.
Yeah.
That's incredible. That is incredible. So give me OKC. Give me OKC, bro. Oh man, we'll leave it there. I'm looking forward to that game Tuesday. That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun, man. Hopefully it'll be a fun post game after that game. As long as we play our game, if we lose and we play our game, I'm cool with that. Let's just try to keep getting better. Yeah, exactly.
I think we'll be okay, especially that we're back kind of in an offensive rhythm. I think we'll be good.
I agree, Kevin. He should have been there a long time ago playing in that deep West, but he's always been this. He's just getting a chance to show it even more now with Jokic not playing and stuff like that. So yeah, man. So we'll leave it there, guys. Great show, man. Listen, we appreciate you guys for showing up and showing out as you guys always do. Make sure you guys smash that like button if you are new and hit the subscribe button as well. Listen, guys, it's been a fun show. We hope you guys have a great night, and we will see you guys Tuesday night. So we appreciate you as always, and y'all know the drill, man. Detroit versus everybody. Peace.
All the dirty work, all dog. I'ma dive on the floor, go try to block every shot. and I'm gonna be physical with you the whole game. You know Stu gonna be physical with you. When you think of the Pistons, you think it's just hard work and just gritty basketball. That's just the identity you gotta have when you put on that jersey.
I'm not your average breed of canine. Not a good dog, I'm bad boy for life. I set the tone, don't care about no tick. Let it be known, I get my respect. Come in the lane and see I don't bluff. If you retaliate, that's on ya. Talking pundits, I hear you're ashamed. Talking that shop, you must want this way. Tryna tell ya, if the dog palm, mess around, find out, if the dog palm, mess around, find out, for some barbecue sauce, boy, you better crop a hill, cause I'm like that. When you're ready for some barbecue sauce, boy, you better crop a hill, cause I'm like that.